Introduction: the hidden power behind wealth and success. In the vibrant and often unforgiving landscape of the modern world, a singular narrative dominates our perception of success, that of the solitary hero. We are indoctrinated with the idea that great achievements are the result of individual genius, the tireless perseverance of a single person, or an innate ability to overcome challenges alone. We observe industry titans, technological visionaries, revolutionary artists, and often imagine that their ascent was a solitary feat, a path forged solely by their own genius and effort. This is an attractive story, yes, but it is in its deepest essence a myth, an illusion that, while it may inspire self-reliance, can also isolate those who seek to emulate it, leaving them exhausted and disconnected. The truth, however, is much more complex, richer, and, paradoxically, more accessible. Behind almost every immense fortune, every disruptive innovation, and every transformative social movement lies a fundamental principle, often invisible to the untrained eye: the power of strategic collaboration, of the collective mind, a phenomenon that Andrew Carnegie, one of the richest and most successful industrialists in history, understood and applied with unparalleled mastery. Carnegie, a Scottish immigrant who rose from extreme poverty to become the wealthiest man of his time, did not achieve it alone. He built a steel empire that defied all logic, not only because of his business acumen or his work ethic, but because of his exceptional ability to surround himself with brilliant minds. He knew that his own intelligence, however vast, had limits, but the sum of several minds focused on a common purpose that, according to him, was an unlimited force. It was this knowledge, this deep understanding of human synergy, that he considered the true secret of his success. It was not an esoteric or mystical secret, but a practical truth about the organization of human effort. This secret was not revealed to just anyone. Carnegie entrusted it to a young, unknown journalist named Napoleon Hill, in a conversation that would change the course of Hill's life and, through him, that of millions of people in the decades to come. Carnegie challenged Hill to dedicate his life to researching and codifying the universal principles of success that he and other great leaders of his era had employed. It was a monumental task that would take Hill more than 2 decades of research, interviewing over 500 of America's richest and most successful men. From this research would emerge his immortal works, the most famous of which is Think and Grow Rich. And at the heart of those teachings, beating with undeniable force, lies the principle of the mastermind. But what exactly is this mastermind that Carnegie spoke of and that Hill documented with such rigor? It is not simply a group of people gathered. It goes far beyond a simple business meeting or a project team. It is, in Hill's own words, the coordination of knowledge and effort in a spirit of harmony between 2 or more people for the achievement of a definite purpose. The key is not just in the number of brains, but in the quality of the interaction, in the harmony of intention, and in the clarity of the shared goal. It is the fusion of mental energies that creates a third mind, a collective entity that is exponentially more powerful than the sum of its individual parts. It is a place where ideas are amplified, where obstacles dissolve, and where potential multiplies. Think about the most successful moments in your life. Did you truly achieve them in complete isolation? Perhaps you had a mentor who guided you, a friend who supported you, a family member who believed in you, or a team with whom you collaborated. Even the most solitary inventors relied on knowledge accumulated over generations or on the help of technicians and engineers. The truth is that human beings are social creatures, and our greatest potential is often unlocked through constructive and harmonious interaction with others. This audiobook is your practical guide to understanding, building, and leveraging the power of the mastermind in your own life. Throughout the following chapters, you will immerse yourself in the fundamental principles that govern this phenomenon, revealing how you can apply them to attract not only material wealth, but also lasting power, significant influence, a clear purpose, and deep personal satisfaction. You will learn to define your purpose with unwavering clarity, turning it into a magnet for success. Cultivate unshakable faith in your goals and in your mind's ability to achieve them. Use autosuggestion and visualization to program your subconscious for achievement. Acquire and apply specialized knowledge, the true capital in the information age. Unleash the unlimited power of your imagination to create innovative solutions. Develop organized and flexible action plans, guiding you step by step toward your objectives. Cultivate indomitable persistence that allows you to overcome any obstacle. Understand the influence of your subconscious mind and how to direct it towards success. Awaken your intuition or sixth sense, that inner guide that reveals hidden opportunities. Identify, select, and collaborate harmoniously with the ideal members for your own mastermind. Maintain the cohesion and effectiveness of your group over time, overcoming common challenges. Extend the benefits of the mastermind beyond material wealth, applying them to your health, relationships, personal development, and your legacy in the world. This is not a path of magical shortcuts, but a path of mental discipline, conscious collaboration, and practical application of eternal principles. I invite you to open your mind and heart to these teachings, to allow them to resonate within you, and to take the necessary action to transform your reality. Prepare for a journey that will challenge your limits, expand your vision, and equip you with the knowledge and tools to unlock an inexhaustible source of wealth and power in all areas of your life. The adventure begins now. Chapter 1. The Birth of an Idea, the Carnegie Hill Alliance and Definite Purpose. The story of how a young journalist with no fortune found himself with the opportunity of a lifetime, given by the richest man in the world of his time, is a legend in itself. This improbable alliance between Andrew Carnegie and Napoleon Hill not only laid the groundwork for a philosophy of success that has endured for over a century, but also revealed one of the most fundamental and often underestimated principles for any achievement: the clarity of a definite purpose. Imagine Andrew Carnegie, the steel magnate, a man who had amassed an unimaginable fortune starting from nothing. One day, he met a young and inexperienced journalist, Napoleon Hill, who had been sent to interview him for an article. Carnegie, a man of vision and a sharp mind, saw something in Hill, a spark of curiosity and a genuine ambition to understand the mechanisms of success. It was in that conversation, which stretched for hours, where Carnegie issued a monumental challenge to Hill. He proposed that Hill dedicate the next 20 years of his life to researching, documenting, and codifying the exact principles that had allowed Carnegie and other business leaders of his time to accumulate vast wealth and exert significant influence. This proposal was not a traditional job offer, it was a life mission. Carnegie offered Hill unprecedented access to his circle of contacts, to the most powerful and successful men of the era, but without direct financial compensation. Hill's reward would be the knowledge itself, the possibility of discovering and systematizing a secret that could benefit millions. Hill accepted the challenge, a decision that, in retrospect, would transform not only his life, but the entire field of self-help and personal development. The importance of this initial mentorship is a pillar in itself. Carnegie didn't just give Hill a task, he gave him direction, purpose, and, crucially, access to the human resources he needed. Many people aspire to success, but few have the guidance of an experienced master who can point the way and open doors. This symbiotic relationship between the mentor, Carnegie, and the apprentice, Hill, teaches us that the knowledge and experience of others are invaluable assets that can significantly shorten our own path to achievement. Carnegie knew that knowledge was power, but organized and directed knowledge was exponential power. And most importantly, he understood that true power lies in the ability to organize and direct the knowledge and effort of others harmoniously. At the heart of the philosophy that Hill distilled from his monumental research lies the cardinal principle of definite purpose. Before any mastermind can form, before any plan can be executed, there must be absolute clarity about the ultimate goal. Andrew Carnegie did not build his steel empire by chance or by vague ambition. He had a definite purpose: to dominate the steel industry, optimize its processes, and amass a fortune that would allow him to pursue his philanthropic ambitions. His purpose was so clear and so powerful that it permeated every decision, every investment, and every alliance he forged. What does it mean to have a definite purpose? It is not simply a wish or a hope. It is a clear and concise statement of what one intends to achieve, accompanied by a concrete plan to achieve it, and an unwavering faith in its realization. It is an internal driving force that organizes all your efforts and attracts the necessary resources. Without a definite purpose, energy is dispersed, efforts are sporadic, and results are, at best, mediocre. The human mind, without clear direction, is like a ship without a rudder, drifting in a vast ocean. For Napoleon Hill, definite purpose was not just the goal. It was a burning desire, transmutated into an obsession. He observed that all the men and women he interviewed possessed this common characteristic. They knew exactly what they wanted and were willing to make extraordinary sacrifices to get it. Their purpose was so dominant in their minds that it became a magnetic force, attracting people, ideas, and opportunities that otherwise never would have emerged. So, how can you establish your own definite purpose, both individually and for your future mastermind? Absolute clarity. Your purpose must be specific, not vague. Instead of, "I want to be rich," formulate, "I will have X amount of money by such date, obtained through such services or products." The more specific you are, the clearer the signal you send to your subconscious mind and the universe. Imagine a sniper. They don't shoot at a general area, but at a very precise target. Your purpose is that target. Visualization and emotion. Once defined, you must visualize your purpose as already achieved. Feel the emotion that would flood you upon reaching it. The subconscious does not distinguish between reality and vivid imagination. By visualizing and feeling, you are programming your mind to actively seek the necessary opportunities and solutions. Hill emphasized that desire must be charged with emotion to be effective. It is not just a cold thought, it is a burning passion. Daily affirmation. Write down your definite purpose and read it aloud at least twice a day, in the morning upon waking and at night before sleeping. This anchors it in your conscious and unconscious mind. Repeat it with conviction, as if it were an imminent reality. This practice strengthens your faith and determination. Develop a plan. A purpose without a plan is just a wish. A detailed plan, even if flexible, is the bridge between desire and reality. What concrete steps should you take? What resources do you need? Who should you collaborate with? This plan doesn't have to be perfect from the start, but it must be a starting point for action. Remember the river's water. It knows where it's going, and although it adapts, it always moves forward. Perseverance. Once the purpose is clear and the plan is in motion, persistence becomes fundamental. There will be obstacles, doubts, and moments of discouragement, but a definite purpose acts as a beacon in the fog, reminding you of your direction and giving you the strength to keep going. The story of Carnegie and Hill teaches us that definite purpose is the starting point of all achievement. It is the architect who draws the blueprint before the first brick is laid. Without it, the collaboration of a mastermind, however brilliant, would lack clear direction and its efforts would be scattered. It is the anchor that holds the group together, even in the midst of storms. Carnegie himself was a master in the art of purpose definition. He visualized his steel empire not only as an accumulation of wealth, but as a means to achieve his true passion, philanthropy and library building. His wealth was not an end in itself, but a tool for a greater purpose. This distinction is crucial. Your purpose can be to achieve material success, but it often becomes more powerful when connected to a larger contribution, with an impact that transcends your personal benefit. Take a moment to reflect on your own life. Do you have a clear and burning definite purpose? Have you written it down? Do you visualize it daily? If not, this is the time to dedicate time and energy to it, because this is the first brick, the first drop of water that will start the river of your success. Chapter 2. The Mastermind, more than the sum of its parts, the third mind. This concept, often cited but rarely fully understood, is the true cornerstone of lasting wealth accumulation and personal and professional power. It is not a simple gathering of individuals, nor a committee of experts. It is an amalgamation of minds that, in their harmonious interaction, generate something qualitatively superior. The precise definition that Napoleon Hill distilled from his exhaustive research, and which is crucial for our understanding, states that a mastermind is the coordination of knowledge and effort in a spirit of harmony between two or more people for the achievement of a definite purpose. Every word in this definition is vital and holds a layer of meaning that we must unravel. First, let's talk about the coordination of knowledge and effort. This goes far beyond mere superficial collaboration. It's not just about a group of people working on the same project or sharing information. It's about a deliberate and strategic synchronization of individual skills, accumulated experiences, and directed energies. Imagine a symphony orchestra. Each musician is a virtuoso on their instrument, specialized knowledge. However, the true magic lies not in the individual talent of each, but in the impeccable coordination of their efforts under the conductor's baton. They play together, listening to each other, adjusting, harmonizing to produce a symphony that no individual musician could create alone. That is coordination. In a mastermind, members don't just do their part. They intertwine their actions and thoughts in a way that maximizes collective impact. Then, there is the fundamental phrase, in a spirit of harmony. This is perhaps the most challenging and, at the same time, the most potent key to the mastermind principle. History is full of brilliant groups that failed spectacularly because they lacked harmony. Conflicting egos, hidden jealousies, divergent personal agendas, or the inability to resolve differences constructively can disintegrate the most promising mastermind. Harmony implies mutual respect, trust, open communication, the willingness to genuinely listen, and the ability to set aside individual ego for the sake of the collective good. When harmony prevails, the group's energy is focused and amplified. When there is dissonance, energy is dispersed and internally destroyed. It is the invisible glue that holds the structure together. Finally, the definite purpose, which we discussed in the previous chapter, is the common goal that unites and energizes the group. It is the North Star that guides all coordinated actions. Without a clear and shared purpose, the mastermind becomes disoriented, its efforts lack direction, and its power is diluted. It is this purpose that gives meaning to coordination and reason to harmony. It is what transforms a simple meeting into an unstoppable force. Why does this concept work? Why is the mastermind more than the sum of its parts? Here lies the true secret and Hill's profound revelation. Andrew Carnegie firmly believed that when two or more minds unite in a spirit of harmony for a definite purpose, a third mind is created. This third mind is not a mystical or ghostly entity. It is a psychological and energetic synergy. It is the spark of creativity, the collective intuition, and the amplified force that arises from the harmonious interconnection of the neural networks and the conscious and unconscious thoughts of individuals. Imagine each mind as a powerful computer. When these computers are networked efficiently and without errors, they can process information, solve complex problems, and generate solutions that none of them could achieve alone. The third mind is the equivalent of that network of interconnected supercomputers, but at a human and mental level. Ideas are amplified, perspectives are enriched, blind spots are revealed, and innovative solutions emerge in a way that would not be possible in individual isolation. It is the materialization of collective intelligence at its best. Let's think of historical examples that illustrate this power of the mastermind. An iconic case is the collaboration between Henry Ford and Thomas Edison. Ford, the visionary of mass production, and Edison, the genius of invention, were close friends and supported each other. They were not competitors, they were collaborators in a profound sense. Their conversations, their exchange of ideas, their mutual challenges, undoubtedly created a third mind that propelled their respective successes. One's mind stimulated and complemented the other's, leading to solutions that each alone might not have conceived. Another palpable example is the creation of the United States of America. The Founding Fathers, despite their deep individual differences and strong personalities, united in a spirit of harmony for the definite purpose of creating a new nation with principles of liberty and self-government. Their debates, their compromises, their willingness to listen and forge joint solutions, even when they disagreed, led to a constitution and a system that have endured for centuries. It was a mastermind in action on a national scale. In the modern realm, we can see the mastermind operating in various forms. Successful startup teams, where co-founders with complementary skills unite with a shared vision and mutual trust, are masterminds in the making. Modern mastermind groups, where professionals from different fields meet regularly to share challenges, offer ideas, and hold each other accountable, are a direct application of this principle. Even in science, research laboratories where scientists from various disciplines collaborate on complex projects, creating an atmosphere of exchange and harmony, are examples of the third mind in action, leading to discoveries that a solitary scientist would take decades or never achieve. The benefits of participating in a mastermind are vast and extend far beyond the simple achievement of a material objective. Amplification of ideas. What may be an insurmountable problem for an individual mind becomes a challenge for the mastermind that is broken down into parts and attacked from multiple angles. Ideas are generated at a rate and with a quality that a single person could hardly match. The diversity of perspectives, experiences, and knowledge is a catalyst for creativity. Overcoming obstacles. When you face an obstacle alone, it can seem like an impossible mountain to climb. Within a mastermind, challenges are shared, analyzed from different points of view, and solutions are found collectively. Mutual support and collective resilience make setbacks temporary and manageable. Emotional support and motivation. The path to success is full of ups and downs. In moments of doubt or discouragement, the members of your mastermind can offer the encouragement, perspective, and motivation needed to keep going. The feeling of not being alone on your journey is a powerful fuel. Access to resources and networks. Each member of the mastermind brings their own network of contacts, skills, and resources. This exponentially amplifies the resources available to the group. Do you need a marketing expert, a lawyer, an investor? Your mastermind could have the connection or know where to find it. Acceleration of learning. By interacting with diverse minds, your own learning accelerates. You are exposed to new ways of thinking, different experiences, and knowledge that would otherwise take you a long time to acquire on your own. The process of learning from others and teaching them strengthens your own understanding. Clarity and focus. In a world full of distractions, the group can help you maintain clarity in your definite purpose and focus on what truly matters. Mutual accountability and regular discussion of goals ensure that no one deviates from the path. Personal development. Participating in a mastermind forces you to grow. You develop communication, listening, negotiation, and conflict resolution skills. You learn to manage your ego, to give and receive feedback, and to value the contributions of others. It is a laboratory of leadership and human development. The concept of the third mind also has profound psychological and energetic implications. When minds unite in harmony, a resonance is created. Thoughts and emotions reinforce each other, creating a vibrational field that attracts to the group and to each individual the resources and opportunities necessary for the achievement of their definite purpose. It is a manifestation of the principle of attraction in action, but at a collective level. Mental energy concentrated on a clear goal, when shared and harmonically amplified, becomes irresistible. Imagine the feeling of being in a meeting where ideas flow freely, where everyone supports each other, where the energy is palpable, and solutions emerge with surprising ease. That is the experience of the mastermind at its best. On the contrary, think of a group where there are resentments, internal competition, or lack of trust. Energy is depleted, meetings are tense, and results are scarce. Harmony is not just an ideal, it is a fundamental requirement for the exponential power of the mastermind to manifest. Carnegie understood this intuitively. He not only hired the best in his field, but he fostered an environment where the exchange of ideas was constant and where disputes were quickly resolved in favor of the common goal of the company. He did not believe in solitary geniuses to build empires. He believed in orchestrated collective genius. In essence, the mastermind is the practical application of the wisdom that the human being is, by nature, an interconnected creature. We are not destined to live and struggle in isolation. Our greatest potential is unlocked when we unite with others for a noble purpose and with a spirit of genuine cooperation. It is in that union where 1 + 1 ceases to be 2 to become 10, 100, infinite. This understanding of the mastermind as a synergistic force is the foundation upon which we will build in the following chapters. We will explore how the individual principles of success that Napoleon Hill identified, principles such as faith, autosuggestion, specialized knowledge, imagination, organized planning, persistence, the power of the subconscious mind, and the sixth sense, are not only powerful on their own, but are magnified exponentially when applied in the context of a mastermind. Each of these individual pillars becomes an essential building block for collective success. Chapter 3: Faith and Autosuggestion, the mental fuel for the mastermind. These two deeply intertwined principles are essential for transforming desire into reality and for maintaining the collective momentum of any group aspiring to great achievements. Faith is not just a passive belief, it is an active and dynamic mental state. And autosuggestion is the method by which that mental state can be consciously cultivated and strengthened. Consider faith not as a religious or spiritual concept in its strictest sense, although it certainly can have those dimensions. Here, we speak of faith as an unwavering conviction, an absolute certainty in the achievement of your definite purpose, even when there is no visible evidence of its realization. It is the ability to see the objective already manifested in your mind with such clarity and emotion that your subconscious and conscious minds begin to work in perfect alignment to make it real. The great leaders and entrepreneurs that Napoleon Hill studied all possessed this type of faith. They believed in their visions with an intensity that bordered on obsession, and that faith radiated to those around them, inspiring trust and commitment. Andrew Carnegie, for example, did not start with a vast steel empire. He started with an idea, an ambition, and a deep faith in his ability to build it. Where others saw obstacles and limitations, Carnegie saw opportunities and solutions. His faith in the future of the steel industry and in his own ability to dominate it was so strong that he could attract investors, talent, and resources, even in times of uncertainty. His conviction was magnetic. This faith is not something that is acquired overnight. It is cultivated, nurtured, and strengthened through autosuggestion. Autosuggestion is the bridge between the conscious mind and the subconscious mind. It is the process by which one deliberately feeds thoughts, ideas, and beliefs into their subconscious. Our subconscious mind is incredibly powerful. It is the center of our emotions, our habits, and our most deeply rooted beliefs. It operates ceaselessly, working to manifest whatever we program it with, whether consciously or unconsciously. Unfortunately, without conscious direction, the subconscious often gets programmed with doubts, fears, and limiting beliefs that we have absorbed from our environment or from past experiences. Autosuggestion gives us the power to take control of that programming. By repeating positive affirmations and vivid visualizations of our definite purpose, we are planting seeds of success in the fertile ground of our subconscious. These seeds, with repetition and emotion, take root and begin to influence our actions, our attitudes, and our perceptions, unconsciously directing us toward the realization of our desires. It is a form of conscious self-hypnosis, a deliberate reprogramming for achievement. So, how does this apply to building and maintaining a mastermind? First, collective faith. A mastermind needs a shared faith in its definite purpose. If the group members harbor internal doubts or limiting beliefs about the objective, that energy of doubt can sabotage the group's efforts. On the contrary, when each member cultivates an unwavering faith in the collective's success, that faith becomes a force field that attracts resources and opportunities. The faith of one member reinforces that of the others, creating an upward spiral of conviction and power. Mastermind meetings become spaces where faith is nurtured and celebrated, where past achievements reinforce belief in future ones, and where challenges are seen as temporary tests of faith, not insurmountable barriers. Second, conscious and shared autosuggestion. Mastermind members can practice autosuggestion individually and collectively. Individually, each member must read and visualize their definite purpose daily, infusing it with emotion and faith. Collectively, mastermind sessions can include moments dedicated to shared visualization of the objective already achieved. Imagine success together. Feel the emotion of that achievement. Mutually reinforce your convictions. This creates powerful subconscious programming for the entire group. When several minds unite in this exercise of harmonious autosuggestion, the third mind is energized with amplified faith. Think of elite sports teams. Before an important game, players often visualize victory. They repeat mantras or affirmations of success. The coach instills confidence. This collective autosuggestion, combined with physical training, creates a winning mentality that often translates into tangible results. Faith does not guarantee them victory, but it gives them the best chance to achieve it by removing internal mental barriers. To cultivate faith and apply autosuggestion effectively, consider these practices. Write your definite purpose. We mentioned this in the previous chapter, but it is so crucial that it deserves to be reiterated. Your purpose must be clear, specific, and written down. This gives tangible form to your desire. Read your purpose aloud. Do it at least twice a day with emotion and conviction. By vocalizing it, you engage more senses and reinforce the message to your subconscious. Feel that you already have it. Visualize your purpose achieved. Close your eyes and vividly visualize your goal as if it were already a reality. How does it feel? What do you see? What do you hear? Who is with you? Make it as real as possible. This practice feeds your subconscious with images of success. Create a vision board. Gather images, words, and symbols that represent your definite purpose and your desires. Place it in a visible spot where you can see it daily. This acts as a constant reminder and a visual stimulus for your autosuggestion. Eliminate doubts and fears. Faith and fear cannot coexist in the same mind. Identify the doubts or fears that assail you and consciously replace them with thoughts of faith and confidence. Autosuggestion is a powerful tool for this reprogramming. You cannot allow negativity to reside in your mind or in the mind of your mastermind. Associate with people of faith and optimism. Your mental environment is crucial. Surround yourself with people who also cultivate faith and who support your aspirations. Avoid chronic skeptics and those who constantly doubt your potential. This is especially important in a mastermind. The energy of faith is contagious, but so is doubt. Faith is not blind ignorance. It is an emotional and spiritual intelligence that recognizes that the human mind possesses immense power to influence reality. Autosuggestion is the means by which that influence is directed consciously and strategically. By mastering these principles, you not only strengthen your individual capacity for achievement, but you also create a mental force field within your mastermind that can overcome any obstacle. Think about the history of aviation. Before the Wright brothers, the idea that humans could fly was considered crazy by most, but they had an unwavering faith in their definite purpose, and through constant autosuggestion, they fed their minds with the vision of flight. Despite countless failures and ridicule, their faith kept them on track until it became a reality. This is the essence of faith in action. The synergy of faith in a mastermind is particularly potent when several individuals share the same definite purpose and each one nurtures a deep faith in its achievement. The combined force of their convictions generates an energy that transcends the simple sum of its parts. It's like multiple antennas transmitting the same signal with amplified power, attracting the correspondence of the universe more efficiently. Doubt, on the contrary, acts as noise that interferes with that transmission, weakening the signal and attracting negative results. That's why the spirit of harmony in a mastermind is fundamental. It not only refers to the absence of conflict, but to an energetic and belief alignment that sustains that collective faith. In your mastermind meetings, the practice of autosuggestion can be a powerful group exercise. After discussing plans and challenges, take a few minutes to close your eyes and vividly visualize the success of your objectives. Imagine the details, feel the emotion of the achievement, and affirm aloud the accomplishment of your definite purpose. By doing so together, you are programming not only your individual minds, but also the combined mind of the group, creating a collective vibrational field of faith and positive expectation. Faith and autosuggestion also play a crucial role in overcoming setbacks. Every great journey has its storms. There will be times when things do not go as expected, when plans fail, or when doubt tries to infiltrate. It is in those moments when your faith, fueled by constant autosuggestion and reinforced by the faith of your mastermind, becomes your anchor. It is the conviction that every failure is just a lesson in disguise, every obstacle an opportunity to strengthen persistence, and every setback a stepping stone to even greater success. Consider the power of repetition. The subconscious mind learns by repetition and by intense emotion. If you constantly tell yourself that you are capable, that your purpose will manifest, and if you feel it with genuine emotion, your subconscious will accept that truth and begin to work to make it a reality. This is not magic. It is applied psychology. It is the science of mental influence. A common mistake is to attempt autosuggestion lukewarmly or with a skeptical attitude. For it to be effective, it must be done with total conviction, with a feeling that it is already true, that the desire is already in the process of materialization. It is like the prayer of a devotee who believes without doubting. When that faith is combined with intense emotion, the power of autosuggestion is unleashed. In the modern era, with all the information and negativity around us, the conscious practice of autosuggestion and the cultivation of faith are more important than ever. We are bombarded by messages of doubt, scarcity, and limitation. Without deliberate and positive mental programming, it is easy to fall into the trap of scarcity mindset or self-defeat. The mastermind, being a supportive and positive environment, becomes a refuge and a catalyst for maintaining and strengthening this essential faith. In summary, faith is the unwavering belief in the achievement of your definite purpose, and autosuggestion is the conscious method for implanting that faith deeply in your subconscious mind. When these two forces combine and are amplified within the harmony of a mastermind, they become an unstoppable fuel that propels the group toward the realization of its greatest aspirations. Do not underestimate the power of what you think and feel, much less the power of what you think and feel collectively. Chapter 4. Specialized knowledge and imagination, the tools of progress. One is the raw material, the other, the workshop where that raw material is molded into desired forms. For Napoleon Hill, knowledge was, without a doubt, power, but he made a crucial distinction that is often overlooked. It's not simply about accumulating general knowledge, but about acquiring and applying specialized knowledge. The information age we live in floods us with data. Anyone can find general information on almost any topic in a matter of seconds. However, the type of knowledge that leads to wealth and power is that which focuses on a particular area, is organized, and is directed toward a definite purpose. Let's think about Andrew Carnegie again. He was not a steel engineering genius per se, nor an inventor like Edison. His specialized knowledge did not reside in the technical manufacturing of steel, but in the organization, efficient management, and commercialization of the industry. He knew where to get the best iron, how to finance large-scale operations, how to negotiate deals, and fundamentally, how to surround himself with engineers and specialists who did possess the technical knowledge he lacked. Carnegie understood that he didn't need to have all the knowledge in his own mind. His skill lay in knowing where to find the necessary knowledge and how to organize and direct it for his purposes. Wealth does not flow to the man or woman who simply knows a lot. It flows to those who possess specialized knowledge in a certain field, or who know how to obtain and organize it, and who apply it with definite plans. This is vital. Many people spend years in formal education, accumulating degrees and data, but struggle to transform that knowledge into tangible success. This is because they often lack the definite purpose to apply that knowledge, or the ability to organize and sell it effectively. So, how is specialized knowledge acquired? Hill suggests several avenues, all of them more applicable today than ever. Experience and practice. There is no substitute for practical learning. Field experience, solving real problems, and applying theory in concrete situations are fundamental for transforming book knowledge into usable knowledge. Formal education. Universities, technical colleges, and postgraduate programs continue to be valuable sources of specialized knowledge, especially for laying theoretical foundations. Books and specialized publications. Immersing yourself in the literature of your field of interest allows you to absorb the wisdom and discoveries of other experts. Courses and seminars, specialized training programs both in person and online, MOOCs, learning platforms, offer quick ways to acquire specific skills. Exchange with others. Conversations with experts, mentors, and colleagues are an inexhaustible source of practical knowledge and valuable perspectives. This is a point where the mastermind shines brightly. Research and analysis. The ability to thoroughly research a topic, analyze data, and draw useful conclusions is a powerful way to generate new specialized knowledge or to adapt existing knowledge to new situations. The real challenge is not just acquiring the knowledge, but organizing and selling or applying it. Organizing means classifying it, categorizing it, making it accessible and relevant to your definite purpose. Selling it does not just refer to monetary transactions, but to the ability to communicate that knowledge effectively, to apply it to solve problems, and to offer it as a service or product that others value. The person who has a great idea but does not know how to communicate or implement it will not achieve the desired results. Now, specialized knowledge is the raw material, but imagination is the workshop where that raw material is transformed into reality. Imagination is one of the most powerful faculties of the human mind, the laboratory where all plans are forged, where desires are transmuted into ideas, and where solutions to problems are conceived. Napoleon Hill described it as the workshop of the mind. Hill identified two forms of imagination: Synthetic imagination. This is the ability to organize old existing concepts, ideas, or plans into new combinations. It doesn't create anything new, but uses existing material in a different way. It's the imagination of the strategist who reorganizes resources for a new campaign, or of the cook who uses known ingredients for a new recipe. It is essential for organized planning and for finding new applications for existing knowledge. Creative imagination. This is the infinite mind, the faculty through which the human being has direct access to infinite intelligence. It is through creative imagination that new ideas, revolutionary inventions, original works of art, and solutions that never existed before are conceived. It is the spark of genius, intuition, the hunch. Hill suggests that this form of imagination is most active when the conscious mind is working at a high pace, when there is a burning desire and a definite purpose. The mastermind is a powerful catalyst for creative imagination. Without imagination, specialized knowledge remains stagnant, inert. It's like having a complete toolbox, but not knowing what to build. Imagination is what takes those tools, knowledge, and uses them to design and build the future. All great inventions, all great enterprises, all significant fortunes began as an image in someone's mind. An image that was nurtured by desire, faith, and definite purpose, and then materialized through the application of knowledge and planning. The synergy of specialized knowledge and imagination in a mastermind is perhaps the most potent combination for achieving any purpose. Fusion of knowledge. Each member of the mastermind brings their own accumulated specialized knowledge. When these diverse areas of expertise are combined and discussed in a spirit of harmony, a much broader and deeper knowledge base is created than any individual could possess. It's like having access to an entire library of experts in each meeting. If one has marketing knowledge and another in finance, their ideas complement each other to create a robust business strategy that neither could have conceived alone. Spark of collective imagination. The interaction within the mastermind stimulates the group's creative imagination. When minds unite, ideas bounce off each other, build upon one another, and third ideas emerge. A casual comment from one member can spark a flash of genius in another, leading to an innovative solution or an entirely new approach. It is the ideal environment for judgment-free brainstorming and out-of-the-box thinking. Challenges that seem insurmountable to a solitary mind often dissolve when subjected to the combined power of collective imagination. Think of the teams that designed the first airplanes, the first computers, or space missions. It was not the knowledge of a single person, nor the imagination of a single individual. It was the harmonious coordination of scientists, engineers, mathematicians, and visionaries, each with their specialized knowledge, and all using their imagination to visualize what seemed impossible. The mastermind was their innovation workshop. To cultivate specialized knowledge and enhance your imagination, identify your knowledge deficiency. Once you have your definite purpose, ask yourself, what specific knowledge do I need to achieve this? What skills am I lacking? Be honest with yourself. You don't have to know everything, but you do need to know where to find it. Create a knowledge acquisition plan. If you identify a deficiency, create a plan to acquire that knowledge. Enroll in a course, read key books, seek a mentor, join specialized communities. Be proactive in your search. Nourish your mind with fresh ideas. Read widely, not just in your field. Explore art, music, science, history. Ideas often connect in unexpected ways across diverse disciplines, stimulating your imagination. Practice daily visualization. Dedicate time each day to visualize your definite purpose and the plans to achieve it. Don't just think about it. See it in your mind with the greatest possible clarity. Imagine every detail, every step, every result. This activates your synthetic and creative imagination. Conduct brainstorming sessions, individual and group. Free your mind to generate ideas without censorship. Write down everything that comes to mind, however wild it may seem. In your mastermind, foster an environment where no idea is bad during the generation phase. Develop your natural curiosity. Ask questions, research, explore. Curiosity is the engine that drives knowledge acquisition and ignites the spark of imagination. Don't settle for superficial answers. Seek diversity in your mastermind. Ensure that the members of your group have complementary knowledge and experiences. Don't look for clones of yourself. True strength arises from diversity that is coordinated in harmony. If, then, exercises. To stimulate your imagination, pose hypothetical scenarios. If I had unlimited resources, how would I solve this problem? If time were not a factor, what approach would I use? This pulls you out of your usual thought patterns. Specialized knowledge without imagination is inert. Imagination without specialized knowledge is baseless fantasy. Together they form an unstoppable pair, the essential tools for progress and the manifestation of your highest desires. They are the heart of your mastermind's ability to not only dream, but to design and build reality. Chapter 5. Organized planning and persistence. Unwavering action. These are the bridges that connect the realm of desire and thought with physical reality, and they are essential for any individual or mastermind aspiring to manifestation. Organized planning is, in essence, the practical application of knowledge and imagination towards a definite purpose. An ardent desire without a concrete action plan is like a powerful car without direction. It may have all the energy in the world, but it won't get anywhere. Napoleon Hill observed that all successful individuals and groups possessed meticulous yet flexible plans for achieving their objectives. They left nothing to chance. Think of Andrew Carnegie. He didn't just dream of dominating the steel industry. He had an organized plan. He knew exactly how many factories he would buy, how he would finance them, whom he would hire to run them, and how he would distribute the product. His success was not a sudden explosion of good fortune, but the culmination of a series of deliberate and coordinated steps. Even if the plan changed, and plans almost always do, the organized structure allowed him to adapt and redirect his efforts efficiently. The key characteristic of an effective organized plan is that it must be written. A plan in the mind is a fleeting thought. A plan on paper or in a digital document is a tangible commitment. By writing it down, you make it real, give it form, and anchor it in consciousness. This also facilitates its review, adjustment, and communication to the other members of your mastermind. Key elements of organized planning. Clarity of purpose. Every step in the plan must be directly related to the definite purpose. If a step does not contribute to the objective, it must be re-evaluated or eliminated. Specific action steps. Break down your big goal into smaller, manageable, and specific steps. What concrete action should be taken today, this week, this month? Assignment of responsibilities. Who is responsible for each task? In a mastermind, this is crucial to avoid duplication of efforts or tasks being left undone. Each member must know exactly what their role and responsibilities are within the overall plan. Timelines and deadlines. Set realistic dates for the completion of each step and the overall objective. Deadlines create urgency and discipline and help you measure progress. Necessary resources. Identify the resources you will need, financial, human, knowledge, time, for each step of the plan. This allows you to anticipate and acquire what you lack. Flexibility and adaptation. A plan is not an immutable dogma. The world is constantly changing. An organized plan must be flexible enough to adapt to new circumstances, unexpected obstacles, and emerging information. The ability to adjust your plan without losing sight of your purpose is a sign of mastery. Organized planning in a mastermind is a dynamic and collaborative process. It is not one person dictating. It is the group contributing their specialized knowledge and imagination to build the most robust and effective plan. Mastermind meetings become planning and review sessions where each member contributes their perspective, identifies potential challenges, and suggests solutions, strengthening the collective plan. But even the most brilliant and organized plan is useless without the second principle of this chapter: persistence. Persistence is the ability to stay the course and keep moving forward despite obstacles, setbacks, discouragement, temporary failure, criticism, and doubt. It is the tenacity of a marathon runner who, despite pain and fatigue, keeps moving their feet toward the finish line. Napoleon Hill observed that a lack of persistence was one of the most common causes of failure. Many people have brilliant ideas and start with enthusiasm but give up at the first sign of difficulty. Persistence is the glue that keeps the plan in motion until a definite purpose is achieved. It is the quality that transforms desire into reality. Think of Thomas Edison. Before inventing the incandescent light bulb, he performed thousands of failed experiments. Each failure did not stop him. He saw it as another step toward success, a way to learn what didn't work. His persistence was legendary. He wasn't a genius who got it right the first time. He was a persistent genius. If Edison had given up after 1,000 failed attempts, our world would be very different. Persistence is not an innate quality in everyone. It can be cultivated and strengthened. And crucially, the mastermind is an exceptionally powerful environment for fostering and maintaining individual and collective persistence. Key factors of persistence and how the mastermind reinforces it. Strength of definite purpose. A clear and burning purpose is the primary source of persistence. When you know exactly why you are fighting, it is easier to overcome difficulties. The mastermind helps to keep the purpose ever present and reinforces it collectively. Burning desire. Persistence is fueled by intense desire. If your desire for the goal is lukewarm, your persistence will be weak. The mastermind environment, with its focus on autosuggestion and faith, helps maintain that burning desire. Faith in success. Unwavering belief that the goal will be achieved is fundamental. Doubt paralyzes persistence. The mastermind, by sharing and reinforcing faith, creates a shield against doubt and fear of failure. Mastermind support. This is one of the greatest benefits. When a member's persistence falters, others can offer encouragement, fresh perspectives, alternative solutions, or simply a reminder of the shared purpose. Mutual accountability within the group also drives persistence. You know you are not alone and that others depend on you. Recognition of temporary setbacks. Failures are not final failures, they are temporary setbacks. Persistence involves learning from them, adjusting the plan, and moving forward. The mastermind provides a safe space to analyze setbacks without judgment and transform them into valuable lessons. Elimination of negative habits. Procrastination, doubt, and inaction are enemies of persistence. Commitment to the mastermind helps you develop habits of action and positive thinking that strengthen your tenacity. The fear of criticism is another great enemy of persistence. Many people give up their dreams for fear of what others might think or say. The mastermind provides an environment where criticism, if it exists, is constructive and given in a spirit of support, not judgment. The group protects its members from negative external influences and helps them cultivate the necessary indifference to non-constructive opinions. Action is the manifestation of organized planning and persistence. Without action, the mastermind is just a club of ideas. Action is the muscle that moves the mountain. It is the constant, disciplined, and directed execution of the plan. It is not about hasty actions, but about deliberate and coordinated steps that accumulate over time. Massive action is a concept that complements persistence. Once you have a plan, you must launch into action with determination and volume. Don't wait for conditions to be perfect, but start where you are with what you have. Small daily steps, taken with persistence, add up to immense progress over time. It is the accumulation of small, persistent actions that generates the most spectacular results. Examples of organized planning and persistence in action. The Apollo space program. The definite purpose was to put a man on the moon and bring him back safely. The organized plan involved thousands of scientists, engineers, and astronauts with specific roles, strict deadlines, and endless resources. Persistence was necessary to overcome explosions, system failures, and tragedies. NASA's mastermind, composed of countless interconnected teams, worked with unwavering planning and persistence. The creation of a new business. An entrepreneur's initial plan may be simple, but it must be organized. From market research to product development, marketing, and sales, every step requires planning, and persistence is absolutely critical. There will be rejections, funding problems, fierce competition, and moments of doubt. Only the most persistent entrepreneurs manage to overcome these obstacles and make their vision a reality. Your mastermind is the ideal environment to cultivate these two principles. In its meetings, they don't just plan, they also hold each other accountable for the execution of those actions. They encourage each other to maintain persistence when one of the members faces a setback. The group celebrates small achievements, which reinforces the motivation and tenacity of all. Mistakes are analyzed not to blame, but to learn and adjust the plan, demonstrating intelligent persistence. Planning without action is useless. Action without planning is chaotic, and both planning and action are ineffective without persistence. They are a trinity that powers the engine of success. By mastering these principles, you not only equip yourself to achieve any goal, but you also develop a character of steel, capable of withstanding life's toughest trials. Chapter 6. The subconscious mind and the sixth sense, the source of inner power. These are the internal engines that operate beneath the surface of our consciousness, silently shaping our reality and offering us access to an intelligence that transcends our rational logic. Their understanding and use are vital for any individual or mastermind aspiring to truly extraordinary and seemingly effortless success. The subconscious mind is the silent but incredibly industrious partner of our conscious mind. Think of it as the vast and deep ocean that lies beneath the surface of your consciousness, where powerful currents operate unseen. Or perhaps, imagine it as a vast warehouse and an automatic operations center in the hold of a ship. While the conscious mind is the captain giving orders and setting direction, the subconscious mind is the tireless crew that operates the ship's machinery, without questioning the received orders and working day and night to take the ship to its destination. It is an immense information processor. It does not filter, it does not judge, it does not dispute the validity or morality of what is programmed into it. It simply accepts everything that is implanted into it by the conscious mind, especially when those thoughts are charged with intense emotion or are frequently repeated over time. Once an idea, a desire, a deeply rooted belief, or even a fear is accepted by the subconscious, it begins to work tirelessly and without the need for conscious supervision to manifest that idea into your physical reality. It operates in the depths of your being, influencing your decisions, your actions, your attitudes, your automatic reactions, and even attracting circumstances and opportunities that directly resonate with its internal programming. Unfortunately, without conscious and deliberate direction, the subconscious mind often gets programmed with doubts, fears, limiting beliefs, negative thought patterns, and self-destructive habits that we have absorbed from our environment, from past experiences, or from social and cultural messages that surround us. This unconscious programming can sabotage even the most definite purposes and the most meticulous plans, creating self-sabotage and resistance without us being aware of it. Autosuggestion, which we discussed extensively in a previous chapter, is the direct and most effective bridge between the conscious mind and the subconscious mind. It is the process by which one deliberately and consistently feeds thoughts, ideas, beliefs, and commands into their subconscious, By repeating positive affirmations and vivid visualizations of our definite purpose, charged with genuine emotion, we are planting seeds of success in the fertile and receptive ground of our subconscious. These seeds, with constant repetition and emotional charge, take deep root, grow, and begin to powerfully influence our decisions, our daily actions, and our perceptions of the world, almost automatically directing us toward the realization of our desires. It is a form of strategic self-programming, a deliberate reprogramming for the achievement of our highest ideals. It is the science of mental influence in action, allowing us to take the helm of our own subconscious ship and steer it toward the desired destination. The power of the subconscious manifests in astonishing ways and is often credited with the creation of habits, both positive and negative. A habit is an action that, with constant repetition, becomes so deeply internalized that the subconscious executes it without conscious effort, freeing the conscious mind for other tasks. In the same way that we can develop habits of procrastination, fear, or self-criticism, we can develop habits of excellence, confidence, creativity, and unstoppable action by programming our subconscious with a definite purpose, unwavering faith, and visualizations of success. This power also explains phenomena like the hive mind or collective intelligence in the context of the mastermind. When a definite purpose is infused with faith, autosuggestion, and a burning desire in the minds of the individuals of a mastermind, this purpose takes root not only in their individual minds, but also in a collective subconscious of the group. This is when almost miraculous synchronicities begin to occur. Ideas that emerge spontaneously in group conversation, ingenious solutions that seemingly appear out of nowhere, casual encounters that turn out to be crucial, or the emergence of unexpected opportunities that seem to fall from the sky at just the right moment. The collective subconscious of the mastermind, driven by shared purpose and harmony, works in invisible and mysterious ways to pave the way toward the common objective. Now let's move on to the sixth sense, the highest and for many, the most enigmatic principle of Napoleon Hill's philosophy. Hill describes it not as something mystical or paranormal in the traditional sense, but as the direct point of contact between the finite mind of man and the infinite intelligence that permeates the entire universe. It is through the sixth sense that ideas, inspirations, hunches, and flashes of insight are communicated to the conscious mind without an apparent rational process. It is the faculty by which premonitions, vivid dreams that offer solutions, sudden intuitions, or unexpected revelations develop that cannot be explained by logic, deduction, or prior experience. It is a form of higher intelligence that goes beyond accumulated specialized knowledge and synthetic imagination. It is the realm of creative imagination in its purest and highest form, the one that truly innovates and transforms. Hill suggests that the development of the sixth sense is not something that can be turned on at will with a switch, especially at the beginning of the journey. Its manifestation is, in fact, the natural and gradual culmination of the consistent application and mastery of all the previous principles. By cultivating a definite purpose with obsession and unwavering faith, constant autosuggestion, by acquiring and organizing specialized knowledge, by exercising synthetic and creative imagination, by applying organized planning, and by demonstrating unwavering persistence, one prepares the ground, tunes the antenna, and opens the channels for the sixth sense to flourish and manifest in consciousness. It's like tuning a highly complex musical instrument. The more precisely you tune it and use it with mastery and dedication, the more beautifully it can sound, and the further beyond its apparent limits it can play, revealing melodies never before heard. It is the reward for mastering the basic principles. The mastermind plays an absolutely crucial role in the activation, amplification, and refinement of both the subconscious mind and the sixth sense of its individual members and the collective, harmony and subconscious resonance. When the individual minds of the members unite in a spirit of perfect harmony, their subconscious minds also tune in and enter into a powerful resonance. The vibrations of thoughts and emotions align, mutually reinforce each other, and amplify exponentially. This creates a collective mental field, a group mind, that is much more powerful, more coherent, and much more receptive to ideas and solutions flowing from the infinite intelligence of the universe. This collective mental energy field is also immensely more powerful for impressing a definite purpose on the group's collective subconscious, facilitating its manifestation and attracting the necessary circumstances. Harmony dissipates mental static, individual doubts, internal conflicts, and limiting beliefs that would otherwise prevent the subtle messages of the subconscious and the sixth sense from clearly reaching the consciousness of the members. Exchange of ideas and creative catalysis. The energetic discussions, open debate, and free exchange of ideas within the mastermind, driven by the diversity of specialized knowledge and the power of the imagination of each member, act as an extraordinary catalyst for the activation and development of the sixth sense in each individual. An expressed idea, a perceptive question posed, or a perspective shared by one member can trigger a sudden inspiration, a revelation, or a brilliant intuition in another, opening new avenues of thought, unexpected connections, and solutions that would not have emerged individually. It is the ripple effect of genius, where the spark of one mind ignites the flame of another, creating a fire of creativity that burns intensely. Protection against negativity and doubt. The mastermind, being an environment of unconditional support, contagious optimism, and constant positivity, protects its members from negative external influences and, crucially, from their own internal doubts and paralyzing fears. This protection is of utmost importance because the subconscious mind is highly susceptible to both positive and negative thoughts, and its programming directly affects the functioning and clarity of the sixth sense. A constant supportive environment and an unwavering collective faith help keep the subconscious programmed exclusively for success, abundance, and confidence, allowing intuition to flourish unhindered. Validation and trust in intuition. Sometimes, a hunch, an intuitive idea, or a premonition may seem irrational, risky, or lacking an immediate logical basis. In a solitary environment, these intuitions can be easily dismissed, ignored, or suppressed by the conscious mind, which seeks logic and evidence. However, within a mastermind, you can share these subtle inspirations with a trusted group that will evaluate them without judgment, offer additional perspectives, provide complementary data, or even validate them with your own intuition, which significantly increases your confidence to act on them. Intuition becomes more reliable, bolder, and more powerful when it is contrasted, discussed, and reinforced with the reason and collective intuition of the group. History is full of examples where the activation of the subconscious mind and the sixth sense, often catalyzed by a mastermind, led to innovations that seem to have appeared out of nowhere, defying the logic of their time. Think of the story of Nikola Tesla, a genius who often described how solutions to complex engineering and invention problems came to him in vivid dreams or in sudden, complete flashes of inspiration after days of intense and obsessive conscious work. His conscious mind had prepared the ground with knowledge and thought, and his subconscious, in communication with what Hill would call the infinite intelligence of the universe, provided him with the answers in a non-linear way, transcending step-by-step logic. Another powerful example is that of Steve Jobs and Steve Wozniak, the co-founders of Apple. Wozniak, the technical engineering genius, had a prodigious ability to solve hardware design problems and create innovative electronic circuits. Jobs, on the other hand, possessed an almost mystical intuition for the market, for aesthetic design, and for understanding what people would want and need in technology, even before they themselves knew it or before evidence existed. Their mastermind was not just the sum of their individual technical knowledge, it was the fusion of Wozniak's engineering brilliance with Jobs' visionary intuition and sixth sense for product direction and market strategy, all amplified by their shared purpose of changing the world through personal technology. Solutions to technical problems could come to Wozniak subconsciously after days of obsession, while Jobs had bold hunches about Apple's design and strategic direction. Both aspects, logic and intuition, were equally essential for the company's revolutionary success. Cultivating the subconscious mind and the sixth sense, a path to inner empowerment. The development and effective utilization of the subconscious mind and the sixth sense is a continuous journey that requires patience, discipline, and constant practice. It is not something that is mastered overnight, but every step you take in the diligent and conscious application of the previous principles, definite purpose, faith, autosuggestion, specialized knowledge, imagination, organized planning, persistence, progressively brings you closer to opening and effectively utilizing this vast channel of inner power. True mastery and the achievement of unprecedented success consist in harmonizing logic and reason with intuition and inner wisdom, allowing all your faculties to work together and in harmony towards the realization of your highest aspirations and the manifestation of your definite purpose. To actively cultivate your subconscious mind and prepare yourself to receive guidance from the sixth sense, consider these daily practices, integrating them into your routine: conscious and deliberate, subconscious. Feeding, repetition of definite purpose. Continue reading and visualizing your definite purpose aloud at least twice a day, preferably upon waking and just before sleeping, infusing it with as much emotion and conviction as possible. Feel the reality of your desire already achieved. This is the fundamental and most powerful programming for your subconscious. Positive, specific, and personalized affirmations. Create short, precise, and personal affirmations that resonate with you and your goals. Repeat them throughout the day, especially when your mind is most receptive, for example, during a walk, in the shower, before sleeping. For example, my mastermind is a magnet for unlimited success and abundance. Wealth and opportunities flow to me and through me in ceaseless abundance. I am guided by a higher intelligence in every decision I make and every action I take. Every day, in every way, I am continuously improving in all areas of my life. The key is specificity, positivity, and emotion. Detailed and multisensory immersive visualization. Dedicate quality time to visualize not only the final result of your purpose, but also the process of its achievement. Immerse yourself in that visualization, involving all your senses. What does success look like? What sounds do you hear? Applause, the sound of your business prospering. How does it feel? The texture of the check, the warmth of a hug. Is there any smell or taste associated with that achievement? Make it as real and vivid in your mind as if it were already happening. This practice feeds your subconscious with images of success and familiarity. Positive and uplifting suggestion. Environment. Be extremely aware of the information, sounds, images, and people you surround yourself with. Your subconscious is a sponge, indiscriminately absorbing everything. Actively surround yourself with inspiring books, motivational audios, images of success, optimistic people, and environments that reinforce your goals and your mindset of abundance and achievement. Drastically limit exposure to negative news, pessimistic people, destructive criticism, or any source of information that fills you with doubt, fear, scarcity, or limitation. Your subconscious will absorb what you present to it, so feed it with intention. Preparing the ground for the reception of the sixth sense, meditation and deep daily stillness. The sixth sense, like a weak radio signal, often communicates in moments of calm, silence, and receptivity. Dedicate time each day to meditation, quiet reflection, or simply being in silence without external or internal distractions. This calms the conscious mind, reduces mental noise, and allows intuition to speak more clearly without being drowned out by the mind's usual chatter. Active and deep listening in daily life. Practice listening not only with your physical ears but with your mind, your heart, and your body. Pay attention to the small inner voices, subtle impressions, hunches, or gut feelings or ideas that arise unexpectedly. Sometimes, Intuition manifests as an inexplicable feeling, a persistent idea that seems irrational but won't go away, or a fleeting image in your mind. Immediately write down your inspirations and hunches. Always keep a physical or digital notebook or a voice recorder handy to immediately jot down any idea, solution, inspiration, or hunch that arises, especially after periods of relaxation, meditation, or after an intense discussion with your mastermind. These are the seeds of genius and inner guidance that can be easily forgotten if not captured. Conscious reflection on dreams. Some believe that dreams are a powerful way for the subconscious to communicate directly with consciousness, often processing information, solving problems, or anticipating events. Pay attention to your dreams. Write them down upon waking, and look for patterns, symbols, or messages that may be relevant to your purpose or current challenges. Do not dismiss them as mere fantasies. Cultivate trust in intuition and act on it. The sixth sense is a faculty that strengthens with use. Start acting on your hunches and intuitions, even if rational logic does not immediately justify them, as long as they are not reckless or put you in danger. Start with small decisions and observe the results. The more you act on your intuition and experience its positive results, the stronger it becomes, the clearer its guidance becomes, and the more confidence you develop in this internal faculty. Trust in the sixth sense is a muscle that develops with use and validation. The interaction and synergy of the subconscious mind and the sixth sense in the context of a mastermind is, as Hill conceived it, the pinnacle of human power and the true secret of collective genius. When a group of minds is in perfect harmony, driven by a definite purpose and fueled by collective faith and constant autosuggestion, they do not only operate on a conscious and logical level. Their subconscious minds synchronize and resonate, creating a powerful channel to the infinite intelligence of the universe. It is in this state of alignment and collective receptivity where solutions to complex problems that seemed insoluble, innovative ideas that transform entire industries, and miraculous opportunities that seem to appear out of nowhere are often the direct result of this subconscious fusion and the collective activation of the sixth sense. In your mastermind, dedicate time not only to logical discussion, strategic planning, and conscious problem solving, but also to stillness, reflection, and collective receptivity. You can start meetings with a few minutes of shared silence to calm minds and open up to intuition, or end them with a group visualization of the objective already achieved, infusing it with intense and shared emotion. Encourage all members to freely share their intuitions or hunches about a problem or opportunity, however irrational they may initially seem. Sometimes the most unexpected, simplest, and most brilliant solution will not emerge from exhaustive rational analysis, but from a flash of intuition shared by one of the members. Create a safe and valued space where this inner guidance is heard, discussed, and, when appropriate, put to the test with actions. The development of the subconscious mind and the sixth sense is a continuous journey that requires patience, constant practice, and an open mental and emotional state. It is not something that is mastered overnight, but every step you take in the diligent and conscious application of the previous principles, definite purpose, faith, autosuggestion, specialized knowledge, imagination, organized planning, persistence, progressively brings you closer to opening and effectively utilizing this vast channel of inner power. True mastery and the achievement of unprecedented success consist in harmonizing logic and reason with intuition and inner wisdom, allowing all your faculties to work together and in harmony towards the realization of your highest aspirations and the manifestation of your definite purpose. Chapter 7. Building your mastermind. Identification, selection, and structure. Building a mastermind is not a random process or dictated by social convenience. It is a deliberate, strategic, and deeply intentional act. Andrew Carnegie did not choose his collaborators at random, nor did Napoleon Hill select his interviewees without rigorous criteria. The effectiveness, cohesion, and transformative power of your group will depend directly on the quality of its members and the clarity with which its operational foundations are established from the outset. A mastermind is like a high-performance team, and as in any team, the choice of its players is paramount. Identification. Who should be part of your mastermind? Before extending an invitation to someone to join your mastermind, you must have a deep and clear understanding of the type of people you need, not just those you like or with whom you have a pre-existing relationship. The selection must be strategic and well-founded, based on the complementarity of skills, the alignment of values, and above all, the direct contribution to the definite purpose you have established. Complementary skills and knowledge. This is undoubtedly one of the most important criteria and the primary source of synergy in a mastermind. Your group should be a carefully curated collection of individuals whose skills, experiences, and knowledge complement each other in a unique way and, crucially, relate directly to your definite purpose and that of the other members. For example, if your primary goal is to launch a disruptive tech business, you will need minds with proven experience in product development, digital marketing, corporate finance, sales strategies, and perhaps legal or logistics knowledge. Don't look for clones of yourself or the other members. The true strength of the mastermind lies precisely in the diversity of talents, perspectives, and backgrounds that unite and intertwine harmoniously. If all members think exactly alike and possess the same skills, the synergistic value will be drastically reduced, and the potential of the third mind will not fully manifest. Remember Andrew Carnegie's team? Not all of them were steel metallurgy experts, but he had masterminds in finance, logistics, sales, technological innovation, and personnel management, all orchestrated and synchronized for the same end: to dominate the industry. Unwavering trust and integrity. Harmony, the invisible glue that holds the mastermind together and makes it functional, is built upon a foundation of unwavering mutual trust and absolute integrity. Each member must fully trust the honesty, discretion, and reliability of the others. A mastermind is a sacred space where sensitive ideas, confidential business plans, deep personal challenges, vulnerabilities, and at times, fears are shared. If radical and reciprocal trust does not exist, communication shuts down, creativity is stifled, vulnerability disappears, and collaboration quickly disintegrates. Look for individuals of proven character who demonstrate honesty, reliability, and impeccable discretion in all their interactions, both within and outside the group. A single bad apple or a dishonest, gossiping, or unreliable member can irremediably contaminate and destroy the cohesion and effectiveness of the entire group. Burning desire and genuine shared purpose. All members of your mastermind must possess a burning desire and a genuine or almost obsessive commitment to the group's definite purpose. Although their individual purposes may be diverse and complementary, they must find a point of convergence and a mutual, passionate interest in the success of the mastermind's collective purpose. A member who joins out of mere curiosity, social obligation, or without a deep and emotional commitment to the group's objectives will inevitably become a burden and not a valuable asset. The energy of desire must be reciprocal and vibrant. It is essential to openly discuss with potential members how their own personal and professional goals can align with the proposed mastermind's purpose and how they will mutually benefit from joining. Clarity on this is a crucial filter. Positive and solution-oriented mindset. Masterminds are, by their very nature, environments of creation, obstacle overcoming, and growth. Therefore, seek individuals who possess a predominantly positive mindset, who see challenges and problems not as insurmountable barriers, but as disguised opportunities for learning, innovation, and growth. Look for those who are actively oriented towards finding solutions instead of complaining about problems or focusing on destructive criticism. A chronic pessimist, a problem seeker, or a critic who offers no solutions can quickly drain the group's vital energy, undermine morale, and stifle collective creativity. Harmony and progress are nurtured by optimism, a proactive attitude, and a belief in unlimited potential, willingness to collaborate, and a give-first spirit. A mastermind, in its essence, is not a place to take without giving. It is not an exclusive club for unilateral self-help. Seek individuals who are willing and eager to actively and selflessly contribute their time, their specialized knowledge, their valuable contacts, their energy, and their wisdom. They must intimately understand that the exponential success of the group depends directly on the generous contribution of each member, and that the universal principle of giving to receive is absolutely fundamental to the collective's prosperity. Generosity of spirit, the willingness to serve other members, and the genuine desire to see everyone prosper are invaluable assets that nurture harmony and synergy. Those who only seek to extract value without the sincere intention of contributing or without understanding reciprocity will be detrimental to the long-term dynamic. Ability to accept and give constructive and honest criticism. In any group focused on growth, innovation, and achievement, honest and direct feedback is essential for continuous improvement. Seek members who possess the emotional maturity to receive constructive criticism without becoming defensive, without their ego being hurt, and who, in turn, can offer that criticism respectfully, empathetically, and with the sole objective of helping the other member improve and build. Masterminds thrive on direct, transparent, and constructive communication, not on accumulated resentment, passive aggression, or problem avoidance. The ability to have difficult conversations with respect is a key differentiator. Selection, the deliberate process of choosing your ideal members. Once you have a clear and detailed idea of the essential qualities you are looking for in the members of your mastermind, the selection process must be a deliberate, strategic, and unhurried exercise. Don't rush. This is a fundamental pillar for future success. Make an exhaustive list of potential candidates. Start by mapping your network. Think of all the people in your professional, social, and personal circle whom you know and who meet, or at least come close to, the selection criteria you have established. Consider current and past colleagues, mentors who have guided you, trusted friends, former professors or students, or even people you admire from a distance whom you could, with an appropriate strategy, contact. Don't limit yourself only to those you know very well. Sometimes the most transformative members are those who are a step ahead of you on their path, or who operate in an adjacent field that complements yours in an unexpected way. Clearly define the value proposition and purpose of the mastermind. Before extending any formal invitation, you must have crystalline clarity and the ability to articulate what your mastermind is, what its unique, definite purpose is, what exactly is expected of members in terms of commitment and contribution, and crucially, what tangible and mutual benefits they will gain from actively participating. People join masterminds not only out of altruism, but for the value they can gain for their own growth, their own objectives, and for the support and synergy that the group will offer them. Present this concisely, attractively, and convincingly, highlighting the results and growth potential. Conduct individual and deep interviews or conversations. Avoid the mistake of sending a mass or generic invitation. Instead, approach each candidate individually through a sincere and personal conversation. In this conversation, explain your detailed vision for the mastermind, assess a genuine interest in the concept, and their alignment with the group's main purpose. Openly discuss expectations for commitment, participation, and confidentiality. Listen carefully, not only to what they say, but how they say it. Perceive their level of enthusiasm, their open-mindedness, and whether their personality and fundamental values will fit organically into the group's spirit of harmony. This phase is a mutual due diligence, where both parties evaluate compatibility, start with a small and manageable number of members. It is considerably easier to build harmony, trust, and deep cohesion in a small and select group. Napoleon Hill, in fact, suggested that an ideal mastermind could consist of as few as 2 people, for example, a pair of entrepreneurs, 2 business partners, or 2 friends with aligned purposes. A manageable number at the start, such as 3 to 5 members, will allow you to establish group dynamics, test interpersonal chemistry, gradually build trust, and solidify the foundations before considering future expansion if it ever becomes necessary. A group that is too large from the outset can dilute focus, make it difficult for all members to participate equally, and make it much harder to maintain harmony. Implement a trial period, optional but highly recommended. Seriously consider establishing an initial trial period for all members, for example, 3 or 6 months of regular meetings before they commit long-term to the group. This allows all participants to evaluate whether the group's dynamic is right for them, whether they are gaining mutual value, and whether there is true synergy and connection in action. Not all groups are for all people, and it is much better to discover any incompatibility or lack of alignment early in the process, before too much time and emotional energy is invested, which could lead to conflicts or disappointments. Structure: laying the foundations for the harmonious operation of your mastermind. Once you have carefully identified and selected your members, the next critical step is to establish a clear, concise, and functional structure that facilitates harmony, maximizes productivity, and ensures continuous progress toward the definite purpose. A mastermind, no matter how brilliant its members, cannot function effectively in chaos or ambiguity. Written, visible, and constantly reaffirmed. Definite purpose. Explicitly reaffirm the group's definite purpose and ensure that absolutely all members understand it with total clarity, accept it wholeheartedly, and internalize it deeply. It can be incredibly useful to have the purpose written in a visible place during each meeting, or for each member to repeat it aloud or read it at the beginning of each session. It is the unmoving North Star that guides all the group's interactions, decisions, and actions. Its clarity is the compass. Consistent meeting, frequency, and format. Frequency, regularity, and consistency are absolute keys to maintaining momentum, connection, and accountability within the mastermind. Meetings should be frequent enough to keep everyone engaged and abreast of progress. It can be weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly, depending on the availability and objectives of the members, but consistency is paramount. Lack of regularity dilutes commitment. Format: clearly decide whether meetings will be in person, virtual, via video calls, or a combination of both. Each format has its advantages. In-person meetings often foster deeper personal connection and better reading of nonverbal communication. Virtual meetings offer immense flexibility and allow access to geographically dispersed members, which expands the talent pool. Duration: establish a fixed and realistic duration for meetings, for example 60, 90 minutes, or even 2-3 hours for deeper sessions, and adhere to it rigorously to respect all members' valuable time. Time discipline is a sign of mutual respect. Structured but flexible meeting agenda. A clear and well thought out agenda is crucial for keeping meetings focused, productive, and efficient. Start: always begin each meeting by reaffirming the group's definite purpose. This aligns everyone's energy and focus. Individual check-in. Each member briefly shares their progress since the last meeting, the key challenges they are currently facing, and their main goals or commitments for the coming week/month. This fosters healthy accountability and keeps everyone aware of each other's projects and needs. Main topic session. Challenge. Dedicate most of the time to a specific challenge that one or more members are facing, or to a topic of mutual interest that is relevant to the group's purpose. This is where the mastermind applies its collective knowledge, experience, and creativity for brainstorming, problem solving, and generating innovative solutions. Assignment of actions and commitments. At the end of the session, each member clearly defines the 3 key, specific actions they commit to taking before the next meeting. These actions should be measurable and directly related to the objectives discussed. Close. End the meeting by reaffirming the purpose, expressing gratitude for each member's contribution, and solidifying mutual commitment for the next session. Flexibility. While structure and agenda are important for discipline, be flexible if an urgent topic or a deep, valuable discussion arises that requires more time. Remember that the plan serves the purpose, not the other way around. Adaptability is key. Clear operating rules, the mastermind agreement. A set of basic agreements, established from the outset and accepted by everyone, is fundamental for maintaining harmony, efficiency, and trust within the group. Consider including absolute confidentiality. Everything shared in the group is and must be treated as strictly confidential. This is vital for building an environment of deep trust and allowing the honest vulnerability of members. Mutual respect and active listening. All members are valued equally, regardless of their status or experience. Everyone listens actively and respects the opinions of others, even if they disagree. Unnecessary interruptions are avoided. Active and equitable participation. All members are expected to actively and selflessly contribute their ideas, knowledge, and support, not just listen passively. Equitable participation ensures that the group's full potential is utilized. Constructive honesty. Feedback and criticism must always be honest, direct, but always delivered with empathy, respect, and with the sole objective of helping the other member grow and build, not to destroy or demoralize. Commitment to action. Members are expected to take action on agreed-upon plans and show up to meetings having fulfilled their previous commitments, demonstrating discipline and dedication. Rigorous punctuality. Respecting the valuable time of all members is a basic sign of professionalism and consideration. Prohibition of sales or direct promotion. The mastermind is not a forum for personal sales, excessive self-promotion, or trying to sell services or products to other members. The fundamental value comes from support, shared knowledge, and collaboration, not internal commercialization. Designate a facilitator, rotating or fixed. A facilitator is essential for keeping the meeting on track, managing time efficiently, ensuring that all members have the opportunity to speak equitably, and that discussions are productive, respectful, and harmonious. This role can rotate among members, allowing everyone to develop leadership and facilitation skills, or it can be assumed by one of them who has natural abilities or experience in group management. Measurement of progress and celebration of achievements. Although the mastermind is not just about numbers, it is essential to measure progress toward the definite purpose to maintain motivation and direction. This can be done through weekly or monthly progress reports, review of milestones reached, or simply celebrating the group's small and large achievements. Measurement helps keep everyone motivated, identify areas where the plan needs to be adjusted, and validate collective effort. Celebration reinforces faith and cohesion. Common mistakes to avoid. When building your mastermind, obstacles on the path. Even with the best intentions, masterminds can encounter pitfalls that compromise their effectiveness. Knowing these common mistakes will allow you to avoid them and build a stronger foundation. Lack of definite or unifying purpose. This is the most fundamental and fatal error. A group without a clear, shared, and burning objective will quickly dissolve or become a social gathering with no real impact on achievement. Purpose is the north that keeps everyone aligned. Without it, energy is dispersed. Incorrect member selection. Choosing friends over strategic partners or including people with inflated egos, lack of commitment, negative mindsets, poor generosity, or low reliability is a recipe for disaster. Harmony is the non-negotiable basis. and certain individuals can irremediably undermine it. Lack of continuous harmony. If members compete with each other instead of collaborating, if there are jealousies, unresolved resentments, or hidden agendas that do not align with the good of the group, the mastermind's energy drains and the exponential power of the third mind is lost. Harmony requires constant maintenance. Inconsistency in meetings and commitment, frequently skipping meetings, habitually arriving late, or not preparing adequately, kills the group's momentum and commitment. Regularity, discipline, and preparation are vital to maintaining cohesion and productivity. Failure to take action on plans. The mastermind is a factory of brilliant ideas and solid plans, but if members do not take diligent and consistent action on those plans, the group stagnates, loses its purpose, and becomes ineffective. Action is the expected outcome and the engine of manifestation. Dominant ego and resistance to constructive criticism. If members cannot listen, accept, and process honest feedback, even if it's difficult to hear, or if their individual egos dominate discussions and decision-making, the mastermind cannot function effectively. Ego stifles collective growth. Failure to celebrate successes and learnings. Celebrating achievements, however small, and acknowledging learnings from setbacks is crucial for maintaining motivation, reinforcing faith in the definite purpose, and keeping the group's positive energy. Lack of recognition can lead to discouragement. Lack of flexibility and adaptation. Rigidly adhering to an initial plan without the willingness to adapt it to new circumstances, new information, or obstacles that arise is a fatal error. The ability to adjust course without losing purpose is vital. Building a mastermind is, without a doubt, one of the most valuable investments of time and energy you can make in your life. The potential returns, in terms of personal growth, wealth accumulation, and objective achievement, are incalculable. It is one of the most powerful and proven strategies that Andrew Carnegie and Napoleon Hill identified for achieving wealth and power in any sphere of life. By wisely choosing your members based on complementarity, trust, and commitment to a definite purpose, and by establishing a clear, harmonious, and disciplined structure, you will be creating an unstoppable engine for your own success and for that of your group. Chapter 8. Nurturing your mastermind. Harmony, leadership, and overcoming obstacles. Harmony is the soul of the mastermind. Napoleon Hill made it clear, the coordination of knowledge and effort is powerful only if it occurs in a spirit of harmony. Without it, the mastermind degrades into a mere group of individuals, and its exponential power dissipates in friction and conflict. Harmony doesn't mean the absence of disagreements or debates. In fact, constructive debate is vital for generating ideas and making decisions. What harmony means is the ability to approach those disagreements with mutual respect, with the common goal in mind, and with the willingness to find solutions that benefit the collective, not just the individual ego. How to maintain and deepen harmony. Open and honest communication. Transparency is the pillar of trust and harmony. Encourage all members to express their thoughts, feelings, doubts, and concerns openly and honestly, but always with respect. Create an environment where vulnerability is seen as a strength, not a weakness. Hidden agendas or unexpressed resentments are corrosive to group harmony. It is essential that every member feels safe to share their successes and failures, their strengths and weaknesses, without fear of judgment or reproach. This fosters a deeper connection and mutual understanding. Active listening and empathy. True communication is two-way. Practice active listening, paying full attention to what the other person says, not just to respond, but to understand. Empathy, the ability to put yourself in another's shoes and understand their perspectives and emotions, is crucial for resolving conflicts and building bridges. When a member feels truly heard and understood, their commitment to group harmony strengthens. Constructive conflict. Resolution. Disagreements are inevitable and in fact can be healthy if managed correctly. The key is not to avoid conflict, but to transform it into an opportunity for growth. Establish agreements on how disagreements will be handled. For example, we attack the problem, not the person. We look for a third way that satisfies everyone. Encourage the search for win-win solutions where the interests of all members are taken into account, and avoid win-lose dynamics that generate resentment. The mastermind must have a clear mechanism for addressing tensions and resolving them before they escalate. Celebration of achievements and mutual recognition. Harmony is not only maintained by overcoming challenges, it is also nurtured by celebrating successes, both individual and collective. Acknowledge and value each member's contributions. Celebrating achievements, however small, reinforces collective faith, lifts spirits, and strengthens everyone's motivation. Express gratitude and appreciation for the time, effort, and knowledge that each person brings to the group. Constantly reinforce the definite purpose. Harmony is more easily maintained when all members are aligned with the group's central purpose. Reaffirming this purpose at the beginning of each meeting or at key moments helps remind everyone why they are there and dissipates any deviation that may arise from individual agendas that stray too far. The definite purpose is the anchor of harmony. Leadership in a mastermind is different from traditional hierarchical leadership. It's not about a single person dictating orders, but about facilitation and guidance that allows the group's collective intelligence to flourish. The effective leader in a mastermind is one who knows how to bring out the best in each member, how to maintain focus, how to resolve conflicts, and how to inspire action. Key leadership roles in a mastermind. The facilitator. This person, who can rotate at each meeting, is responsible for meeting logistics, setting the agenda, managing time, ensuring everyone has an opportunity to speak, keeping the discussion on track, and facilitating decision-making. Their role is to ensure the meeting is productive and that energy flows without unnecessary interruptions. The guardian of harmony. This person is attentive to group dynamics, detecting possible tensions, conflicts, or imbalances. They subtly intervene to redirect discussions, encourage listening, or mediate disagreements, always with the goal of preserving the spirit of harmony. The visionary inspirer. Although the definite purpose is collective, there is often one member whose passion for the vision is particularly contagious. This role inspires others, reminding them of the why behind their efforts and keeping the flame of burning desire alive. The action taker. This person ensures that decisions made in the meeting translate into concrete action plans and that each member is clear about their commitments. They foster accountability and follow up on progress. Leadership in a mastermind is, in essence, an act of service to the group and its purpose. It does not seek personal power, but the amplification of collective power. It can be a rotating role, allowing each member to develop their leadership and empathy skills, or it can be assumed by the person who initiated the mastermind and possesses natural vision and facilitation skills. The important thing is that leadership is fluid and serves the purpose of maintaining harmony and productivity. Overcoming obstacles, the resilience of the mastermind. Even the most harmonious and well-structured mastermind will face obstacles. Life is unpredictable, and the path to any significant goal is rarely linear. Obstacles can be external, market changes, competition, economic crises, or internal, personal challenges of members, lack of commitment, latent conflicts, complacency. The mastermind's ability to overcome these challenges will determine its longevity and ultimate success. Common obstacles and how to overcome them. Complacency. Once initial successes are achieved, or if progress is slow, complacency or discouragement may arise. Solution. Constantly reaffirm the definite purpose. Set new challenging milestones. Celebrate small achievements to maintain motivation, but without losing sight of the remaining path. Introduce new challenges or areas of growth for the group. Conflicting egos. Individual egos can emerge, leading to internal competition, the need to always be right, or reluctance to yield. Solution. Reinforce rules of mutual respect and active listening. Remind them of the group's common purpose, which is above any personal agenda. The facilitator must be skilled at redirecting discussions and mediating ego conflicts, emphasizing collaboration over competition. Sometimes, a one-on-one conversation with the member in question may be necessary. Lack of commitment or participation. A member may start missing meetings, failing to fulfill commitments, or showing a lack of enthusiasm. Solution. Communicate directly and empathetically. Ask if there are personal challenges affecting their participation. Remind them of the value their contribution brings to the group and the impact their lack of commitment has on the collective purpose. If the lack of commitment persists and negatively affects the group, it may be necessary to consider their departure, however difficult. A mastermind is only as strong as its weakest link in terms of commitment. Fear of criticism or failure. A member may become reluctant to share ideas for fear of being judged or of a plan failing. Solution. Reaffirm that the mastermind is a safe space for experimentation and learning. Celebrate vulnerability and the courage to share imperfect ideas. Reiterate that failures are not final, but valuable lessons. The group should support the member dealing with this fear, reminding them of their potential and past successes. Unexpected external challenges. An economic crisis, market changes, serious personal problems of a member. Solution. Use the collective strength of the mastermind to analyze the situation objectively. Brainstorm creative solutions. Provide emotional support for the affected member. Be flexible to adjust the plan and adapt to the new reality. The mastermind is a refuge and a source of resilience in times of uncertainty. Loss of focus on the definite purpose. The group may get sidetracked, get lost in irrelevant discussions, or pursue secondary objectives that are not aligned with the central purpose. Solution. The facilitator must be diligent in recalling and reaffirming the definite purpose at the start of each meeting and whenever the discussion deviates. Go back to basics. Does this bring us closer to our purpose? If not, refocus. The mastermind is a living ecosystem. It requires constant monitoring, open communication, and the willingness of each member to invest in its health and growth. Collective resilience is built through the group's ability to learn from its mistakes, adapt to challenges, and above all, maintain its commitment to the definite purpose and harmony among its members. The role of celebration and recognition. Beyond overcoming obstacles, the vitality of a mastermind is sustained by joy. Celebrating achievements, big and small, is a vital psychological fuel. Every milestone reached, every problem solved, every goal met, however small it may seem, must be acknowledged and celebrated. This not only reinforces motivation and faith, but also solidifies the bonds between members. Mutual recognition, expressing gratitude for each other's contributions, and valuing collective effort, nurture the spirit of harmony and the desire to move forward. The continuous evolution of the mastermind. A mastermind is not static. It is an evolving organism. As the group achieves its objectives, or as its members grow and their individual purposes may evolve, the mastermind must also be able to adapt. This could involve reviewing and updating the definite purpose. Once a major goal is achieved, is there a new level, a new ambition the group wishes to pursue? Adjusting the group composition. If knowledge, needs, or dynamics change, it may be necessary to add new members with specific skills or, in rare cases, allow a member to amicably withdraw if their individual purpose no longer aligns with the group's. Refining operating rules. As the group matures, its processes may become more efficient or need adjustments to adapt to new realities. Exploring new forms of collaboration. Beyond regular meetings, the mastermind can find new ways to support each other, such as collaborative projects, joint investments, or the development of new shared skills. Nurturing your mastermind is an art. It requires patience, wisdom, empathy, and a constant dedication to harmony and purpose. But the returns are immeasurable. A group that successfully nurtures itself will not only achieve its objectives, it will also transform its members, elevating them to new heights of achievement and personal development. The mastermind becomes a refuge, a source of power, and a platform for success that transcends the individual lives of its components. Chapter 9: Beyond Money, the Mastermind for a Full Life and a Lasting Legacy. This chapter delves into the highest and most holistic application of the mastermind, how it can be used, consciously and deliberately, to cultivate a life of fullness in all its dimensions, to significantly enrich your most important relationships, to deeply improve your integral well-being, physical, mental, and emotional, and ultimately, to build a lasting legacy that transcends your own individual existence, leaving a positive mark on the world and on future generations. Wealth, in its broadest and truest sense, encompasses much more than accumulated material possessions. It fundamentally includes the richness of vibrant health, the richness of meaningful and authentic relationships, the richness of constantly expanding knowledge, the richness of peace of mind and inner serenity, and the immeasurable richness of contribution and positive impact on the lives of others. The mastermind, in its highest essence, is a formidable and versatile tool for the manifestation of wealth in each and every one of its forms. The mastermind and the wealth of human relationships. Human relationships are the complex and delicate fabric of our existence. We are intrinsically social beings, and without meaningful and deep connections, even the greatest fortune or power can feel empty, sterile, and purposeless. The mastermind, by its very nature and by the principles that govern it, is a living laboratory and a practical school for cultivating exceptional relationships. It teaches you, actively and experientially, the principles of harmonious collaboration, effective communication, genuine empathy, deep listening, and constructive conflict resolution. All these are transferable and vital skills that will drastically improve your most intimate personal relationships and your broader social interactions in all areas of your life. Improved communication and deep listening. Within a mastermind, the constant practice of open communication and active listening is fundamental. You learn to truly listen, trying to understand the other's perspective with empathy and without judgment, not just to formulate a response. This deep listening skill is invaluable in any relationship. When you apply this form of listening to your partner, your children, your closest friends, your family members, or your work colleagues, conversations inherently become deeper, misunderstandings drastically decrease, trust grows, and emotional connection significantly strengthens. You learn to communicate with crystal clarity, to express your own needs and boundaries, and to receive feedback without allowing your ego to hinder growth and mutual understanding. Harmonious and constructive conflict resolution. In any human interaction, disagreements are not only inevitable, but, if managed correctly, can be a source of growth and strength. The mastermind actively trains you to approach disagreements not as battles to be won, but from a place of mutual respect, a search for understanding, and the creation of win-win solutions that benefit all parties involved, instead of blaming, withdrawing, or seeking to impose your will. This is a crucial and transformative skill in all relationships. Conflicts transform from obstacles to opportunities for greater understanding, deeper connection, and significant relational growth. Cultivation of empathy and unconditional mutual support. The very essence of the mastermind is unconditional support and belief in the other's potential. By regularly practicing and experiencing this within your group, you cultivate empathy, which is the ability to genuinely feel and understand the emotions, needs, and challenges of others. This empathy, once nurtured in the mastermind, naturally overflows into your other relationships, allowing you to offer authentic support, compassion, and build much more resilient and meaningful emotional bonds. attraction and creation of positive and uplifting relationships. The universal principle that you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with is a deeply verifiable truth. By making the conscious decision to form a mastermind with individuals who share a burning desire for growth, success, positivity, and contribution, you drastically raise your own relational standard. This positive energy, this growth mindset, and this shared ambition act as a powerful magnet, attracting more positive, ambitious, inspiring, and high-caliber people into your life, thereby expanding your circle of influence, support, and opportunities. The mastermind and the wealth of integral health and well-being. Health in all its facets, physical, mental, and emotional, is the fundamental basis upon which all other forms of wealth and achievement in life are built and sustained. Without solid and integral well-being, the energy and vitality necessary to pursue any purpose quickly deplete, leaving material success devoid of meaning. The mastermind, in its design and operation, can be an extraordinarily powerful ally on your personal journey toward optimal health and lasting well-being. Strategic support for health and well-being goals. If your definite purpose includes specific health and well-being goals, such as sustainable weight loss, gaining energy and vitality, establishing consistent exercise habits, reducing chronic stress, improving sleep quality, or cultivating peace of mind, the members of your mastermind can offer invaluable support, mutual accountability, and often specialized knowledge. Perhaps a member has experience in nutrition, fitness, psychology, or stress management. The collective motivation and drive to adopt and maintain healthy habits are considerably superior to individual willpower in moments of weakness. Stress reduction and mental load. Isolation, the feeling of having to carry all burdens and responsibilities alone, and the lack of a safe space to express challenges are significant and underestimated sources of chronic stress and exhaustion. The mastermind provides you with a reliable and supportive space to share your challenges, receive emotional support, gain new perspectives, and find practical solutions, which significantly reduces mental load and stress. Knowing that you are not alone in your struggles and that you have a team of brilliant minds is a powerful balm for the spirit. Holistic focus on well-being. A mastermind group, with its integral vision of success and its emphasis on the development of the whole person, can encourage you to consider your well-being holistically. Not just professional and financial success, but also physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual health. The essential balance between work and personal life, and the cultivation of inner peace. Time can be dedicated during meetings to discussing and planning strategies for effective stress management, improving sleep patterns, practicing mindfulness, or integrating self-care habits. Reinforcement of collective positive habits. If group members adopt and reinforce positive habits that contribute to well-being, such as daily visualization practice, positive affirmations, regular planning, inspirational reading, exercise, these habits become easier for everyone to maintain, creating a positive ripple effect and a virtuous cycle that deeply benefits the mental and physical health of each participant. Positive group pressure is a powerful engine. The mastermind and the wealth of continuous personal and professional development. Growth and evolution are fundamental and unavoidable human needs. The mastermind is not just a tool for achieving goals. It is in itself an exponential accelerator of continuous personal and professional development throughout life. Exponential learning acceleration. By being constantly exposed to diverse perspectives, varied experiences, and the specialized knowledge of your mastermind members, your own learning accelerates drastically. You learn not only from your own successes and mistakes, but also from those of others and from their innovative solutions. It's like having a personal council of advisors, mentors, and experts from various areas, all at your disposal in every meeting, providing you with continuous and practical education that cannot be found in any classroom. Unlimited vision expansion. The mastermind forces you to think big, to go beyond your own perceived limitations. By sharing your boldest ambitions and listening to the often grand visions of other members, your own personal and professional vision expands naturally. You dare to dream bigger, to set more ambitious goals, and to explore possibilities that you might never have considered alone. Overcoming personal limitations and blind spots. The members of your group, with their external perspective and commitment to your growth, can help you identify and overcome your own limiting beliefs, hidden fears, self-destructive habits, and blind spots. Often, we see obstacles and weaknesses more clearly in others than in ourselves. The honest yet loving and constructive feedback from the group is an invaluable tool for self-knowledge, self-awareness, and accelerated personal growth. New professional and business opportunities. The networking that occurs organically and naturally within a mastermind is incredibly powerful. Group members, being committed to your success, can introduce you to key people in their own networks, open doors to new business, employment, investment, or collaboration opportunities that you otherwise would never have found or even known existed. It is an amplified network of influence. Accelerated development of leadership and collaboration skills. Actively participating in a mastermind trains and demands the development of crucial skills for leadership and collaboration in the 21st century. Effective communication, deep listening, negotiation, conflict resolution, group facilitation, effective delegation, and the exercise of leadership without formal hierarchical authority. These are skills that will serve you in all aspects of your life. The mastermind and the wealth of contribution and lasting legacy. Ultimately, for many individuals, the true purpose of life transcends personal achievement and material accumulation. It resides in the innate need to leave a significant mark, to contribute to something greater than oneself, and to build a lasting legacy that endures beyond one's own physical existence. The mastermind, at its highest expression, can be the most potent and effective platform for achieving this higher form of wealth and satisfaction. Amplification of social and philanthropic impact. If your definite purpose or that of your group includes a component of social impact, philanthropy, or contribution to humanity, the mastermind can greatly amplify your ability to achieve it. The combination of resources, financial, human, knowledge, diverse skills, and coordinated efforts from a dedicated group can generate positive change on a much larger scale and speed than any individual, however talented and dedicated, could achieve alone. Think of large non-profit organizations, transformative social movements, or community initiatives that have been catalyzed and sustained by the collaboration of visionary masterminds. Creation of a collective legacy that transcends. Masterminds have the unique potential to transcend the life and time of their individual members. The ideas, businesses, inventions, works of art, solutions to social problems, and movements that arise from a powerful mastermind often continue to influence the world, benefiting society and enduring long after their founders have left the scene. The legacy is not just what you or your group achieve in life, but the way your achievements, principles, and contributions continue to positively impact future generations, creating a ripple effect of progress. Andrew Carnegie, through his mastermind and his profound philosophy of philanthropy, left a legacy of libraries, educational institutions, and foundations that continues to enrich society today. Sense of purpose and deep and lasting meaning. Contributing to a purpose greater than personal ego and building a meaningful legacy not only benefits the external world, but also bestows an unwavering sense of purpose and deep, lasting meaning on your own life. The mastermind, by focusing on ambitious, meaningful, and often altruistic goals, nurtures this fundamental human need for transcendence, for feeling that our existence has a positive impact. True fulfillment and satisfaction come not solely from what we accumulate for ourselves, but from what we create, what we give, and what we share with the world in collaboration with others. Building a legacy with intention through your mastermind. To use your mastermind, not just for material success, but to build a legacy beyond the tangible, consider the following points and intentional actions. Define your legacy purpose. Explicitly, just as you have a definite purpose for wealth or career, what is your legacy purpose? What kind of mark do you want to leave on the world? How do you want your impact and that of your mastermind to be remembered? Be as specific and detailed as you can in this vision. It could be the creation of an institution, a particular innovation, a social movement, or a cultural change. Align fundamental values. Ensure that the core values of your mastermind are aligned not only with financial success, but also with ethics, integrity, social responsibility, and contribution to the common good. True wealth and a lasting legacy are always built on a foundation of strong and unwavering values. Invest in projects with significant impact. Once financial success begins to flow, consciously redirect a portion of your resources, financial, time, energy, influence, and your mastermind's energy toward projects that have a significant social or environmental impact. This could be supporting a charitable cause, developing an innovation that solves a pressing global problem, or supporting and mentoring emerging talents who will carry the torch. Foster servant and transcendent leadership. Actively teach and model the concept of servant leadership within your mastermind. A true leader, in the context of the Tao and Hill's philosophy, does not just seek their own interests or personal power, but dedicates themselves to uplifting those around them, empowering their group members, and serving the common good and the higher purpose of the mastermind. The mastermind can become a practical school of conscious leadership and strategic philanthropy. Document and share knowledge and experiences. Knowledge and lessons learned are the basis of continuous progress. Ensure that the learnings, discovered principles, successful strategies, and experiences of your mastermind are intentionally documented and shared. This can be through books, conferences, seminars, mentorship programs, or the creation and expansion of new masterminds inspired by yours, ensuring that knowledge is perpetuated, expanded, and benefits future generations. Think of Napoleon Hill's enduring legacy in documenting Carnegie. Create a succession and perpetuation plan. If your mastermind is very successful and focuses on long-term projects or legacies that transcend the lives of its founders, consider how its impact can continue even if some members retire or pass away. A succession plan, a process for incorporating new talent, or an expansion strategy can ensure that the group's purpose and legacy endure and evolve through time. The power of the mastermind, as Napoleon Hill taught us through Andrew Carnegie's proven wisdom, is not just a formula or a technique for attracting material wealth. It is, in its highest essence, a philosophy of life, a strategy for excellence, a tool for continuous growth, and a proven path to fullness in all dimensions of human existence. It is the sublime art of harmonious collaboration that allows you to transcend your own individual limitations, not only to achieve your boldest ambitions and materialize your dreams, but also to leave an indelible, significant, and positive mark on the world. True absolute control and the deepest personal fulfillment are found, paradoxically, by letting go of individualistic control and uniting with the immense and transformative power of collective and harmonious intelligence. Chapter 10. Practical Application. Your Mastermind. Action Plan. We have unveiled the principles that Andrew Carnegie and Napoleon Hill identified as the essence of lasting success and wealth. We've explored the power of definite purpose, unwavering faith, autosuggestion, specialized knowledge, imagination, organized planning, persistence, the influence of the subconscious mind and the sixth sense, and amplification through the law of attraction. This journey has led us to understand that the mastermind is not merely a theory, but a palpable and transformative force. Now it's time for action. This chapter is your practical guide, your detailed action plan to translate all this knowledge into tangible results in your own life. It's not enough to understand these principles. They must be applied systematically and consistently. True magic happens when intellectual understanding meets intentional action. Your step-by-step action plan to create and utilize a mastermind. This plan is designed to be an iterative and living process, not a static list of tasks. Flexibility and adaptation are as important as initial planning. Step 1. Review and clarify your definite personal purpose, the non-negotiable foundation. Before you can effectively lead or participate in a mastermind, your own beacon must shine with absolute clarity. Without a definite personal purpose, your efforts will be dispersed, and your ability to contribute to the collective purpose will be compromised. This is the first and most crucial step, and it deserves your deepest and most honest attention. Define with millimetric precision. Don't settle for a vague desire. Your purpose must be as specific as a GPS coordinate. What exactly do you want? How much, when, and how will you achieve it? For example, don't say, "I want financial freedom," but rather, "I desire to possess a net worth of $5 million free of debt, deposited in my bank account or investments by December 31st, 2030, in exchange for offering an exceptional service product of value to describe your client's market." If your purpose is relational, "I desire to build a deeply loving, respectful, and mutually supportive partnership with described qualities, achieving this by cultivating XYZ qualities in myself and by attracting a compatible person by date." Specificity activates the power of your subconscious mind. The burning. Why? Connect with the emotion behind your purpose. Why is this so important to you? What deep meaning does it hold? How will it feel to achieve it? What impact will it have on your life, on your loved ones, on the world? Write down these reasons. This why is the inexhaustible fuel of your persistence, the written statement and daily auto-suggestion. Practice. Write your definite purpose on a card or in your personal journal. Place it where you can see it daily. Every morning upon waking and every night just before sleeping, read this statement aloud. Do it with conviction, with emotion, as if it were already a reality. Feel the joy, the gratitude, the enthusiasm of having achieved it. By doing so, you are programming your subconscious mind, the silent force that works to manifest your dominant thoughts. This is the essence of autosuggestion. Immersive multisensory visualization. Complement reading with vivid and detailed visualization. Close your eyes and imagine yourself living your purpose already fulfilled. What do you see around you? What sounds do you hear? What smells do you perceive? What textures do you feel? What emotions overwhelm you? The more sensory details and emotion you involve, the more powerful the signal you send to your subconscious and the universe. Step 2. Define the definite purpose of your mastermind, the collective anchor. Once your personal purpose is a clear beacon, it's time to articulate the collective purpose of your mastermind. This must be an ambitious and meaningful goal that benefits all members and is consistent with their individual purposes. Identify an ambitious common goal. What collective achievement would be too big or difficult for any single member to achieve alone, but is perfectly possible through group synergy? It could be launching a major project, achieving a shared financial goal, developing a collective skill, or creating social impact. Alignment of interests. Ensure that the mastermind's purpose resonates with the individual purposes of its members. They don't need to be identical, but they should complement each other and support each other's growth. The mastermind is an investment of time and energy, and each member must see a clear return on their own path. Create a group purpose statement. Draft a concise and powerful statement of your mastermind's purpose. This will be the shared mission, the banner under which the group will operate. Group visualization and affirmation. During your meetings, dedicate time to collectively visualize the mastermind's purpose as already achieved. Affirm aloud the accomplishment of your shared goals. The emotion and conviction amplified by the group are a formidable magnet for the law of attraction. Step 3. Identify and select ideal members, the human architecture. This is perhaps the most critical step in building a mastermind. Its success depends directly on the quality of its members and the harmony among them. It's not about inviting friends or acquaintances without criteria. It's about a strategic and deliberate selection. Map your skill needs. Based on your personal purpose and the definite purpose of your mastermind, what specific skills, knowledge, experiences, and perspectives do you need in your group? Make a list. If your goal is a business, you might need someone with marketing experience, another in finance, another in technology, another in sales, etc. List of potential candidates, potential masterminds. Think about your network. Who do you know, or could you get to know, who possesses those skills? Consider their character. Are they integrous, trustworthy, positive, solution-oriented? Are they willing to give as much as they receive? Can they accept and give constructive criticism? The invitation conversation, the interview. Approach each candidate individually. Explain your vision for the mastermind and its purpose. Share why you believe they would be an invaluable member. Be transparent about time expectations, commitment, and the importance of confidentiality and harmony. Listen carefully to their questions, their interests, and any concerns they may have. Look for a spark of genuine enthusiasm and a clear alignment. Start with the ideal size. Napoleon Hill suggested that a mastermind can be as small as 2 people, a dynamic duo, or a small group of 3 to 5 members. It's easier to build trust and harmony in a small group initially. Avoid the temptation of having too large a group, as it can dilute focus and make it difficult for everyone to participate equally. Mutual trial period recommended. Consider establishing an initial trial period for the mastermind, for example, 3 or 6 months. This allows all members to evaluate whether the group's dynamic is right for them, whether they are gaining mutual value, and whether there is true synergy. It's better to discover any incompatibility early than after a great deal of effort has been invested. Step 4. Establish the mastermind agreement, your operating constitution. Once your members are committed, it's essential to establish a set of clear and agreed-upon rules for the operation of your mastermind. This mastermind agreement will be your constitution, the framework that will facilitate the group's harmony, productivity, and longevity. Definite purpose of the group. Begin by clearly reaffirming the definite purpose that unites the group. Meeting frequency and format. Define how often you will meet, weekly, bi-weekly, monthly, and the format, in-person, video call, hybrid. Consistency is key. Meeting. Duration. Establish a fixed, realistic duration for meetings, for example 60 minutes, 90 minutes, 2 hours, and commit to strictly adhering to it to value everyone's time. Absolute confidentiality. Agree that everything shared within the group is to be treated as strictly confidential. This is non-negotiable for fostering deep trust and allowing members honest vulnerability. A breach of confidentiality could justify removal from the group. Active and equitable participation. All members commit to arriving prepared, actively participating in discussions, and contributing their ideas and support. The group's value lies in everyone's contribution. Mutual respect and active listening. Commit to listening to others attentively without interrupting, and to treating all ideas and opinions with respect, even if you disagree. Honesty and constructiveness in feedback. Criticism must be honest, direct, and always delivered with the intention of building up and helping the other's growth, not to destroy or demoralize. Commitment to action and accountability. Each member commits to taking action on agreed-upon plans and reporting their progress at the next meeting. Mutual accountability drives progress. Prohibition of direct sales. The mastermind is not a forum for personal sales or direct self-promotion to other members. Value is generated through support, shared knowledge, and collaboration, not internal commercial transactions. Conflict resolution. Process. Establish an agreement on how you will address disagreements or conflicts that may arise. One approach can be to focus on the problem, not the person, and seek win-win solutions. Facilitator role, rotating or fixed. Define who or how the meeting facilitator will be chosen to maintain order and productivity. Step 5. Implement consistent and productive meetings, the pulse of progress. Once your mastermind is formed and its agreement established, the key to its sustained success lies in implementing regular, consistent, and highly productive meetings. These meetings are the beating heart of the mastermind. Preparation before the meeting. Encourage all members to arrive prepared. This can include a brief summary of their progress, identification of key challenges they wish to discuss, or preparation of specific questions for the group. Preparation maximizes the value of every minute of the meeting. Recommended agenda. Structure, start and reaffirm purpose. 5 minutes. Always begin each meeting by reaffirming the group's definite purpose and perhaps each member's individual purpose. This aligns energy and focus. Individual check-in, 5 to 10 minutes per member. Each member shares their victories since the last meeting, their current main challenges, and their key objectives for the next period. This fosters accountability, transparency, and keeps the group updated on everyone's projects. Main topic, session challenge, 45 to 60 minutes. Dedicate most of the time to a specific challenge one or more members are facing, or to a topic of mutual interest crucial to the group's purpose. This is where the mastermind applies its collective knowledge, experience, and creativity for brainstorming, problem-solving, and generating innovative solutions. The facilitator ensures the discussion is focused and productive. Assignment of actions and commitments, 10 to 15 minutes. At the end of the session, each member clearly defines 1 to 3 key specific actions they commit to performing before the next meeting. These actions must be measurable and directly related to the discussed objectives. Write them down. Close, 5 minutes. End the meeting by reaffirming the purpose, expressing gratitude for each member's contribution, and solidifying mutual commitment for the next session. Manage energy and time. The facilitator is key here. Ensure that discussions are focused and that no one member monopolizes time. Maintain a pace that allows for everyone's participation and deep exploration without excessive deviations. Step 6. Cultivate daily habits of success, constant watering. The mastermind meets periodically, but the principles that sustain it must be lived daily. Success is the sum of small, consistent habits. Morning ritual of purpose and faith. Start each day by reading your definite purpose, visualizing it, and affirming your faith. This ritual prepares your subconscious mind for success. Autosuggestion throughout the day. Use positive affirmations when you walk, shower, or do routine tasks. Repeat phrases that reinforce your purpose and your abilities. Continuous learning. Dedicate daily time to acquiring specialized knowledge relevant to your purpose. Read. Listen to podcasts. Take courses. The mastermind amplifies your learning, but the individual responsibility to learn is yours. Imagination. Exercise. Before sleeping, dedicate a few minutes to visualizing progress on your goals or finding creative solutions to challenges. Moments of stillness and reflection. Integrate short pauses of silence or meditation into your day. These empty moments are crucial to allow intuition, sixth sense, and subconscious solutions to emerge. Daily gratitude. At the end of the day, reflect on 3 things you are grateful for. Gratitude elevates your vibration and attracts more positivity. Weekly personal reviews. Before your mastermind meeting, review your own progress, challenges, and learnings. This prepares you to contribute more effectively to the group. Step 7. Proactive obstacle navigation and persistent strengthening, the anchor in the storm. Obstacles are inevitable. What distinguishes a successful mastermind is its ability to anticipate them, address them collectively, and transform setbacks into catalysts for growth. Persistence is tested in these moments. Early obstacle identification. Encourage the group to share their challenges as soon as they arise, rather than waiting for them to become crises. The group's early perspective can identify solutions before the problem escalates. Targeted problem-solving sessions. When a member faces a significant obstacle, the group dedicates specific time to that challenge. Through collective brainstorming and specialized knowledge, innovative solutions are explored and new plans are drawn. Reinforce faith and desire. In moments of doubt or discouragement, mastermind members should remind each other of the definite purpose, past successes, and unwavering faith in their ability to overcome the obstacle. Stories of persistence from other members can be incredibly motivating. Guilt-free failure. Analysis. When a plan fails or a project doesn't go as expected, the mastermind meets to analyze what happened, learn the lessons, and adjust course without blame or judgment. Failure is just disguised feedback. Protection against external criticism. The group can act as a shield against negative external criticism. When a member is attacked or judged for their purpose or actions, the mastermind offers support, validation, and a perspective that helps them cultivate the necessary indifference to non-constructive opinions. Commitment to persistence. Reaffirm commitment to persistence in every meeting. Remember that great achievements require time and tenacity. Step 8. Leverage the subconscious mind and collective intuition, the higher connection. This is the highest level of mastermind operation. By consistently applying the previous principles, the mastermind opens a channel to infinite intelligence. Advanced collective visualizations. Beyond visualizing the purpose, the group can visualize challenges being overcome, solutions emerging, and harmony flowing. They can use guided visualization techniques. Moments of silence and receptivity. Begin or end meetings with a period of silence, inviting each member to open themselves to intuitive inspiration. Afterwards, share any ideas or hunches that arose. Intuitive brainstorming. Beyond logical brainstorming, the group can practice intuitive brainstorming, where the most unexpected or irrational ideas are welcomed and explored, as they often come from the sixth sense. Trust in collective hunches. If several members of the group have a similar hunch about a direction or a decision, consider it seriously, even if initial logic doesn't fully justify it. Collective intuition is powerful. Step 9. Expand impact and contribute. Your legacy in action. As your mastermind achieves its objectives and accumulates success, its natural purpose will expand beyond individual benefit. Identify contribution opportunities. With the success of your mastermind, actively and consciously seek ways to give back to the world. Can you mentor others? Invest in causes you're passionate about. Create solutions to social problems. Share your knowledge and experience. Document the learnings of your mastermind. Consider writing a book, giving lectures, or creating resources to help others form their own masterminds. Knowledge that is shared multiplies. Foster the creation of new masterminds. Encourage others to form their own groups. The more masterminds exist, the greater the collective impact on the world. Plan your lasting legacy. Discuss with your mastermind what kind of legacy you wish to leave that transcends your own existence. How do you want your work and principles to continue benefiting future generations? Step 10. Continuous review, adaptation, and celebration. The constant flow of success. The mastermind is not a project with an end point, it is a continuous journey. Periodic reviews of purpose and plan. From time to time, annually or semi-annually, review the group's definite purpose and the overall plan. Is it still relevant? Does it need major adjustments? Have new ambitions emerged? Group performance evaluation. Honestly evaluate how the mastermind is functioning. Are there frictions? Is someone not committed? Are the meetings productive? Address any problems proactively. Adaptation to changes. The world is constantly changing. Your mastermind must be agile and flexible to adapt to new technologies, markets, challenges, or information. Rigidity leads to stagnation. Constant celebration. Celebrate every milestone, every achievement, every learning, and every victory, large or small. Celebration reinforces morale, cohesion, and faith. Acknowledge the effort and contribution of each member. By following this action plan with dedication and commitment, your mastermind will become an unstoppable force for good. It will not only guide you toward wealth and power in the material sense, but it will empower you to live a life of deep purpose, meaningful relationships, and a lasting legacy that will resonate through time. This is Carnegie's true secret, the art of the mastermind in action. We've reached the end of this profound journey through the fundamental principles that Andrew Carnegie entrusted to Napoleon Hill. We've explored the transformative power of the mastermind, from its foundations in definite purpose and unwavering faith, to practical manifestation through specialized knowledge, imagination, organized planning, and tireless persistence. We've delved into the subtle realms of the subconscious mind and the sixth sense, understanding how the law of attraction operates through the synergy of minds in harmony, and we've seen how this formidable alliance can be built, nurtured, and used to achieve not only material wealth, but a life of fullness in all its dimensions, leaving a lasting legacy. What you've learned here are not mere theories. They are universal laws, principles proven by history's greatest achievers. They are powerful tools that, applied with discipline and persistence, can unlock unlimited potential in your life. Remember that true absolute control is found paradoxically by letting go of individual control and joining the immense power of collective and harmonious intelligence. The path to success in its highest form is not walked alone. This audiobook is just the beginning. The learning and application of these principles is a continuous journey, a path that reveals and deepens with every step you take. I invite you to carry these teachings with you, to experience them in your own life, to apply them in your daily decisions, in your relationships, in your personal development, and in your pursuit of greatness. Let the wisdom of Carnegie and Hill guide you. Let the strength of a mastermind propel you, and let the law of attraction manifest your boldest desires. True wealth and lasting power are not a destination, but a state of being, a result of the constant application of these principles. If this audiobook has resonated with you and you found value in the teachings we've shared in Path of Knowledge, we invite you to become part of our growing community. We encourage you to subscribe to our channel so you don't miss future explorations of wisdom, principles for success, and new perspectives that will help you continue on your own path of growth. If this audiobook has provided you with something significant, please give it a like to support us and share it with friends, family, or anyone you believe these transformative ideas could benefit. Your support is invaluable and allows us to continue sharing more audiobooks.